microphones. No. Should I?
No.
All right. Ooh, he slammed that down so hard. Coffee. That is some black coffee.
That's pretty strong. I can smell it.
I can't smell it.
Really? You want to sniff?
I can hear it.
Like,
Give us a smell.
how bad can you smell it? You can't, barely.
Oh, Jesus
How
Christ.
can you not smell that from there?
I don't know. COVID.
I can't even smell it.
Long COVID.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying when the weed is like, oh, how bad can you smell the weed? She's like, not really. I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
What's
Ugh.
weed?
Huh?
Like weeds in the garden.
Yeah.
Did you mow your grass today?
I swear it just doesn't grow.
It looks like you mowed it because there's like
No.
lines in it.
So it's that's probably 3 or 4 days old.
It's AstroTurf.
No,
I almost spat.
it's 3 or 4 days old. My tipping point, Nikita said, like, we pulled into our driveway, and you know how you get those little white flowers that grow in the grass? I don't know.
Are they cloves?
Yeah, sort of. But they're
Clove-
like,
yeah, they flower.
yeah.
I probably got that wrong, but yeah.
No. That's them. But yeah, we're pulling in the driveway, and she's like, pardon the weeds, we're feeding the bees. And I'm like, I'm mowing.
Who said that?
Nikita. I'm like,
So
what
passive.
did you just say? She's like, and she said it again. I'm like, that's not a thing. And she's like, yeah, it is. You see it all over the internet. And I'm like, you might see it like written on a sign or something, but nobody goes around saying that. She's like, lots of people do.
You
And
walk
I'm
in,
like,
you walk inside and she's like, pardon the dishes, we're feeding the rats.
She said it to you?
yeah, she said it to
Oh.
me as we're pulling in the driveway. And I'm like, that's not a thing. Never say that again. So then I kept saying it to her for the rest of the
true.
day, but like fucking it up. And she's getting so angry. But yeah, that's about a 3 or 4 day fresh cut.
Because of the weed comment?
Not bad. Yeah. Oh, it needed doing.
Yeah. The Queen died.
Ooh, straight into it.
Yeah.
Straight into the hot topics.
I have so many questions. I
Do
don't
ya?
know.
What are the questions?
Well, first one's the money. Everyone's like, oh, you can change all the money.
Yeah,
But
it's going to get changed.
I don't. Why, do we have to?
Kind of.
Like America still has dead presidents on their notes. They don't change it every time fucking they get a new president.
No, but they're not like they fall under the monarchy still.
I don't know. What the fuck's a monarchy? Isn't that a butterfly?
Yeah. As in like, you know, in England, kings and queens and all whatever.
Now's our chance to break free.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're talking about a referendum.
Mm.
Do you have to vote on that still, or would we just like fuck it?
Probably. I'd say
We're
it's
all
got to be
talking
somewhat
about
of
stuff that we
yeah.
have no
I
idea
know.
about. So.
I saw a petition today to get Steve Irwin on the $5 note,
Make
and
more
I
sense.
signed it.
So she'd only be, or the new king would only be on the $5 note
Yeah.
and the coins, but
I don't
also
want
facing the wrong way or the other way.
Wrong way.
We woke up and I saw it, and I'm like, oh fuck, the Queen just died to Nikita, and she's like, what? Do we still get that public holiday in a couple of weeks?
Right. Yeah.
It's not even a birthday though.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
we get 2 holidays.
The birthday's in June, isn't it?
Does that mean
I don't know.
Yeah,
Do we
because
get
it used to
Queen's-
fall on my birthday. Every time my birthday was on, or June the 13th was on a Monday.
Wait, we can look it up. When was
Yeah.
the old public holiday?
It used to be like a certain, I don't know, it was a certain day of a month. It was every fucking second Monday on June or some shit.
That was so loud and squeaky.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was every second Monday on June.
Her birthday's in October. Her actual birthday.
Oh, okay.
So we moved it from away from her
June.
not birthday to closer to her birthday.
It makes sense to when we have it because it's like the day after grand final. That was the point, I think, because everyone was trucking sickies anyway.
It is
Make this
good
official.
because at the start of the year we got like six in a row or something, and it's good to have one at the end of the year.
They should just take them all out and put them all together so everyone can just have like a solid week
Yeah.
off.
Oh, so that everything just shuts down.
Yes.
everyone should do a 4-day week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, I just realised,
Solid.
like, yeah, because I do a 4-day week and so does Katie. And she's now swapped her, because she takes Mondays.
Yeah,
Now she takes Friday. She swapped it.
yeah,
So we
right.
get a day off together.
Yeah, I back on the Queen. I stitched Nikita up again because I don't know.
That was a hoax.
Yeah, no. She like, if I can like hold a straight face for long enough and be convincing enough, she'll like
Is that why you practice that?
she'll
all
like
the time?
second guess my beliefs. So so I was in the
I
kitchen.
know how she feels.
I was in the kitchen and I put
I think we all do.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
I was in the kitchen and I put the English national anthem on. And I was in the kitchen by myself and I was just standing there. I cranked it on my phone and then I just was standing there with my hand on my chest and she walked around the corner. She walked around the corner and started pissing her pants and I just didn't break my face. And then she awkwardly had an Ash moment and stood up straight and put her hand on her chest. And then I lost it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, why the fuck would I do that?
She's like, I'm just playing along.
You should have kept it going
For how long though?
until the end of the
We're
anthem.
moving to England.
To the end of the anthem.
That was like when.
Yeah, back to the homeland.
Oh man, that's so good.
It
That's
was
like
good.
going to like the Echo or the Gold Coast show or whatever, and you just stand there and look at the sky, point and see how many people you can get close. Look at you looking.
That happened to me the other day. I don't even remember. I think it was in the car park at work. Someone kept looking up, and I'm like, "The fuck are they looking at?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
I love.
There's nothing
just
there.
Like stand there and look, and then people are like,
And then the original person walks off, and there's just randoms looking at the sky.
"Oh, you did that."
Oh yeah, social experiments. There's so many good ones.
there
Have
is
you-
so many good ones.
Have you seen the one where they're sitting in the hospital waiting room, like a doctor's waiting room, whatever? And there's like one dude, and a random walks in, and then a buzzer goes off, and the original dude stands up when the buzzer goes off,
Oh yeah,
and then he sits down, and the guy that had walked in just like, why did you just stand up and sit down? That's weird. Then the buzzer goes off again, so he stands up, and he sits down, and then after like a couple
Let's
times,
see how many times it takes them.
yeah,
to do
the random dude starts doing it, and then all these other people start walking in, and they're all doing it, and only one dude's in on it, and then
Excuse me, I'm burping.
and then he eventually he goes, and then it's just randoms doing it, not knowing why.
That's so fucking good.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that one.
There's the other one where they're all sitting in like a class, and they're doing like a visual test.
Yeah,
He's like, which line's longer, this one or this one? And everyone's in on it except for one person.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah,
picks
I've
the wrong
seen
one,
this.
and he's like, he picks the right one, thinking, fuck, whatever. And then they all pick the wrong one again in the next
Keep
question.
doing it.
And then he's
Yeah.
like, fuck. Then eventually he starts picking the wrong one with him because he doesn't want to be the odd one out.
Yeah.
Which shows like group mentality
Yeah,
where
for
you
sure.
don't want to be the odd one out, even though you know it's wrong.
yeah.
Which is why like people
Crazy.
fucking murder people in the streets when they're in a mob.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those. We'll have
Do
to
you like that type of shit or no?
Yeah, I mean, if I got time, I'll watch it.
It's like, yeah, I think you'd like that Darren Brown stuff.
Oh, Darren Brown is so
is that his
good.
name?
Yeah.
Does he just do all that sort of
Well,
shit?
yeah,
He's a hypnosis entertainer, I guess.
yeah.
And you're like, oh man, where do you start?
The-
These
yeah.
episodes are so good.
The last week, I've like got into your recommendation from like 6 months ago, and now I can't shake it.
I was finally
what?
catching up.
Harry Mack.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's good, huh?
it's pretty fucking
It's
good.
fucking
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
He's good. So now I'll give this guy a crack. What's his name? Darren Brown.
Darren Brown.
Darren Brown. Darren.
Darren Brown.
I don't know if his stuff's still on Netflix. He used to have like 3 or 4 like documentary type things where it's essentially just social experiments.
Okay.
Where it was like one where he could. The whole crux of I'm not going to give it away, but the crux of it was like trying to get a guy to hide a dead body, essentially.
Yeah.
And like how far, at what lengths would they go to hide this dead
Yeah.
body? Yeah.
And they have full scenery. Like they have fucking actors everywhere playing their parts and
Pretty
like
cool.
predicting what he's going to do. And
Essentially like
having
the Truman Show, right?
yeah, it's,
right.
and they have like cameras filming him, and they eventually get
Don't give it away. Yeah,
I'm
watch
scared
it.
we're going to roofie you or something.
I'm keeping in the aroma.
I will not drink.
I don't know if it's like similar to what you guys are talking about, but have you guys ever done one of those like personality quizzes where it tells you like,
You're talking about
You're
like a Clio mag?
You're a sucker for clickbait.
no, it wasn't clickbait.
Ah.
So it's
Legit.
Did it get you right?
No, so that's the thing. So at my last place, the boss came in.
It says I'm patriotic to the Queen.
At my last place, the boss came in one day and he's like, I need everyone to go home tonight and do this personality quiz. And when you hit submit, I get your results.
What?
And it tells,
How are you allowed to do that?
well, I guess it's not compulsory, but
Right.
it's just some wank factor thing
Yeah.
they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it I should try and find like what it does.
James is a rabid masturbator.
It like splits you into like different categories.
Okay.
And then that
What are
tells
some of the categories?
and then it tells you like where you should,
Or what your role should be?
in a way, yeah. So like whether you're a people person or
Belong
There's
in
no
prison.
way you're going to find it.
yeah,
searching
I'm not going to
personality
find
quiz.
whatever. Anyway, so it's basically like that. It
Yeah.
tells you if you're a leader or
Right.
you're whatever. So I get home that night.
Beta male.
Yeah, basically. I get home that night and I start like the quiz and it's all stupid fucking questions like, if you saw Sally carrying a heavy box and she was struggling, would you A, run over and help her, B, ask if she needed help, or C, watch and laugh?
Well, I'd be like, do I know Sally?
Yeah.
Is Sally a
That wasn't a
bitch?
question.
Wait,
that-
let me think about this. What would I do? I don't know if I'd run over and help her or if I'd ask if she wanted help. I'd probably ask.
I'd probably
Really?
ask.
Yeah.
Depending like if Sally was hot.
God. No, see, like, I'd be like, do you need a hand with that? And, like, I'm
Yeah,
not going
I
to run
guess.
over and like snatch the boxes out of her hand.
Well,
right?
maybe that was a shitty version.
Right.
Like, so there's a
shit question.
there's an obvious
Oh,
one,
okay,
like
yeah.
run
I get
over
you.
and help her.
I get you.
Yeah.
Like, say she's about to drop the box, so
Kick
run over
the
and,
boxes
run over
or
and help
laugh.
her. Yeah, basically, or
Crash tackler.
some medium ground, or just fucking
Yeah.
kick her in the teeth and laugh.
Get a
And-
number.
So I'm like, who the fuck would answer these honestly as
Yeah.
to how they'd do it? So I'm ticking all the like
Bad one.
the best
Oh,
the best ones to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I get to work the next day, and he's like, "Oh, you scored so high on that personality test."
Everyone was being
Yeah,
fucking
everyone's
stupid
been
about it.
honest, like what they would actually do, and I'm like, who would answer that honestly?
What do you mean?
But the
like
po-
they would
No, but who would choose the bad option?
I know.
I would like. I'd be
I was,
honest.
I was the only one that like.
Who would do the test and not be honest? What's the point of the
No,
test?
not even, I'm not even talking about being honest. I'm talking about who would be honest and the honest answer be the bad choice. Like you said, there's obviously a
lot
bad
of
choice.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people because
Well,
he said I was the only
well,
one that
What the
got
fuck
like.
is wrong with
But
you?
the
I
bad
got the
choice could be.
highest score.
But if it was like, would you A, ignore her or B, help her? It's like I'd probably ignore her, but I'm not a bad person.
I wonder how much of
It's
that
like,
is.
what if I go and offer help and she's like, just because I'm a woman, I can't do it? It's like, no, I'm
But that's
just
what
trying
I
to
said.
fucking
Yeah.
help.
But that's why I said instead of like
Yeah.
taking the boxes, I would ask.
Yeah.
If, you wanted.
If I say offer help, they'll be like, you're a sexist.
I wonder if all the other people at work were like, "Fuck! If I answer all of these good things honestly, I'm going to get lumped with more
I'm gonna get more
responsibility."
work.
Yeah.
And you're the idiot. Like,
James gets a pay rise.
James, you get a pay rise, but also way more responsibility.
It's probably a fair call.
That reminds me of this email back in school days where everything was just email
Yeah.
to your school friends and shit. And no, I think it was an email.
What do you mean? I don't think I've ever emailed friends ever.
This is
Even
pre-
still now.
Those, like,
No, pre
massive
MySpace.
chain mails.
No, I just messengered people.
No, this is pre MySpace at school, like school,
I didn't even. Okay,
and we didn't have Messenger. Oh no, we did. I think.
Oh, so like your communication was actually email.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all had
I-
Hotmails.
Yeah,
in,
okay.
in,
That's
in,
different
computer,
to
Is
what I
that
was
weird to
thinking.
you?
Yeah,
It's
a
weird to
little
me.
in computer class, we'd email.
Now
Just
I'm
the
hot.
same age. It's hot in
Yeah.
here,
Yeah,
eh?
now I'm hot.
Yeah, same age. He probably went to some poof school.
What did you say?
What'd you say?
Let's say private school.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you'd send this email, or I had one, and it was like, take this quick quiz to see if your crush is right for you, and then like you have to like write in there who the crush is, and then like a couple of
Then
questions,
it posts it to the school.
and then a couple things, and then you press submit. But when you press submit, instead of giving you answers, it emails who your crush is back to the
Yeah,
person who
okay,
sent it
that's
to,
what I
and then
thought.
everyone's laughing at you.
Yeah.
Like, you like Sally?
I remember those types of things. I never did them because
Yeah.
I didn't email my friends.
Yeah. I was
was
too
a sucker.
scared to click on any of those emails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but didn't you ever think that you like your Nigerian uncle like left you some money?
I wish.
Oh, so do mine. Same uncle.
Yeah.
Are you both getting hot? Because I can turn that aircon on low if you want.
Aircon.
You don't have it.
That aircon.
It's just a rat and a hamster wheel.
What condition does that do to the air? Pushes the hot air around the room.
Gives us some circulation.
It's not so. What do you? Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
The other option is open the gate.
Yeah.
No,
all
I'm
right.
fine. Whatever.
All right. Well, let me know if he's
I'm
getting too
good
hot.
now that I have.
You good, Ash?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I can
I'm
handle
gonna
it.
try this. Can we try this?
Yeah. Oh, I just filled my glass with whiskey.
We can share.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
What are you going to
keen
say? What
for
are you going
that.
to say?
You were way too keen. It's like you waited for me to fill this.
Okay, we can wait. I'll wait.
I
Nah,
did
if you're empty, then let's go.
I did a job today for it's a barrister I do some work for, and I was talking to him about the whole Queen thing, and he was saying that like a lot of our laws that we can't pass because they're in conflict with the Commonwealth laws. So if we go Republic, then we could probably pass laws easier. I think that's why the whole marijuana law and gay marriage and stuff was like such a hard thing to do.
It's interesting.
So yeah. I wonder like what else is in conflict with Commonwealth.
Yeah, I don't know why we don't just break away.
Then who's going to go on our money?
Fucking Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
Albanese.
That's so
Kelly.
so grossly like.
How about put
cliche.
no one on the money? Why do we need people on it?
What? Just have.
Just have a $5 and a dollar sign.
Well, it's not fucking Monopoly, mate.
Why not? Make it simple. Like let's,
They're trying to like make
Or
it,
just have,
let's
like-
make it really easy to counterfeit.
Have like Australian,
If you
like,
had-
like
well, they do. That's who's
like
on.
Uluru and
That's
Yeah,
what's
like
on the
koala
Opera
roads
House and
stuff.
shit. Yeah,
koala and a kangaroo and shit. Well,
There
if,
are
you-
no- I
if
don't-
it was up to you, who would you put on the $100?
That's a big one, eh?
The $100.
Oh, Ned Kelly.
No, but you can't
The
glorify a
100,
criminal
that's the big
Huh?
one.
Why not?
because that's
Banjo
bad.
Patterson. He's already on some money.
Um,
I don't know. Who's like the biggest Australian we've
Oh,
ever
fucking, of course. I don't know.
had? Kylie Minogue.
in those hot pants.
I don't know.
Who's that kid?
Oh my god.
Corey Delaney.
Daniel?
I think that's who I was thinking of. The kid
Really?
with the yellow sunnies.
Yeah, yeah. Holy shit.
Was that his name? Delaney?
It was Corey
it was
Delaney.
Corey something.
Worthington.
Corey
Yeah.
Worthington.
But
yeah,
he called
that's it.
himself Corey Delaney.
Why?
Like,
Maybe.
for the,
So he didn't get found out?
yeah, it's his party.
That'd
man.
be sick for the $100 bill.
What's it?
You're
He's
like,
got
I'm ready for a
kids
good
and shit,
time.
hasn't
Yeah, he came on like a current affair a couple of years ago where he's like turned his life around.
he? I'm turning my life around. I've stopped,
I mean, he was
I've stopped throwing one
Yeah.
party.
He was like
so
16 or
dumb.
17 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's easy to turn your life around.
That's right. I remember I started a Facebook, MySpace page. It was like, it was
I'm not laughing.
It was like kill Corey Delaney or something like that, and got all these followers. And then after like a couple months, people were like, get over it. It's old news. I'm like, okay, delete it.
10 most famous Australian people of all time.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Kelly
ready?
would
Do
be
you
one.
want to have any guesses or no?
Yeah, let's have some go. Who's
Have we
number
guessed
one?
any of the top three?
No.
We'll read some
Really?
out.
No.
Most
Read-
of all time.
I'll go to the bottom. I'll go to
Yeah,
10.
go
and
to
see
the
if we
bottom.
get to the top. So it's only 10. The 10 most famous. Okay. Obviously.
Bert Newton.
So there's Barry Humphries, who does Dane Edna.
Oh, yeah. Eddie McGuire.
So Howard Florey, which I don't know if you know who. Yeah, okay.
No.
Oh,
He's already
so famous.
he's already on money. Yeah, he's.
Oh, is he the Aboriginal guy in the 20
He
on the
does
10?
like he did like bacteria studies stuff.
Is Banjo Patterson on one of them?
Jermaine Greer as an author and a feminist.
Oh, what about old mate, the ice skater?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who.
What was his name?
Julia
Yeah.
Bishop.
Julia Bishop. Who's that?
She's a politician, isn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah.
Was she wasn't she Prime Minister at some point?
Yeah, she was.
Was she really? Was that when we
Oh.
went through like 17
Yeah.
prime
She-
ministers?
yeah,
That was when
stabbed
everyone
Rudd.
was doing like a week.
Didn't she stab Rudd in the back?
I don't know.
Was
I
it that
don't-
one?
I'm
They-
not,
they
not a
ousted Rudd.
politics guy.
Yeah, everyone was doing a 1 week residency.
That's right.
Kirribilli,
He was
yes.
like, no, we're going to go through this trial real quick. No, you're out.
John Howard or Bob Hawke should be on there. Right?
Kate Blanchett, John Howard.
This is a shitty list.
Yeah, this is a shit.
These are famous people, apparently, but
about
we don't
Kate
know who
Ritchie?
they are.
Kate Ritchie, Hamish Blake.
Yeah, yeah.
Not-
Put
not the
Hamish
other
on
one.
100.
Just Hamish.
Oh, yeah, Kathy Freeman. That's good, I think. Everyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kathy would
Yeah,
go
chuck
alright.
that bitch on a note.
Oh, my God.
So respectful.
She did cool shit.
Yeah,
He's
she
like,
did.
I'm so worried about people like saying, oh, what? You don't think I can do it myself? He's like, chuck that bitch on a note.
She's a cool bitch.
Nah, she is cool.
Yeah.
Rupert Murdoch. Did you guys say that?
He is
I didn't
a
say that.
news channel owner, broadcast owner.
I
Media
thought you were
mogul.
going to
Media
break
owner.
some big news. Like,
Yeah.
he is a...
Oh, my God. Number one is
Murderer.
Sam Worthington.
He is a Jeffrey
Sure, we
Epstein
have
guy.
more famous Australian
Yeah,
people.
that doesn't seem like...
Yeah, that's it.
That seems like the serious list.
Google better list
Okay.
and see what comes up.
Better list.
Better.
Best list.
Best list of Australian people to
Yeah,
find and
fine.
use capitals.
Better
How is Sam Worthington still at the top?
Sam Worthington. Oh, he's an actor. straight away I was thinking.
What about
Tory
Russell
Delaney.
Crowe?
I was going to say how is not
He's New Zealand. He's
no
Kiwi,
who,
isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
how is not
How is not
Fuck.
is not grammatically correct.
Who was that?
what's the fucking who's Wolverine?
He's
Why is he not a
Oh
fucking
yeah, Hugh
Hugh
Jackman.
Jackman.
yeah
Yeah,
True.
there's heaps of famous people.
Well, he's not human. He's a Wolverine.
Rebel Wilson? Oh, these are just all actors.
Nolsey,
Oh.
Liam-
What about
get him on the
Nosy?
fiver, I reckon.
yeah, well, he's only okay for a 5. Yeah. Now he can, now he
He's coins,
Yeah.
man.
You're at the strip club. You're like, how many Nolseys you want?
there, you go.
Oi, let's change from dollars to nolsies.
there goes
And
any
it's an
chance of
N.
him ever coming on.
It's an N with a line through it. It's just nolsy. And a small N.
What does that mean?
A small N, not a capital N.
You
That
know what
sounds-
it means.
That sounds so. Okay.
Because it's what about nosy?
No, I did not go there.
Why?
That was a nice pitch.
Thanks.
I don't
Seam
hate
on
it.
You don't hate it?
No, Isla Fisher,
Would you be willing to get behind a petition that we could take to Parliament
Keith
House?
Urban. I'll sign.
Keith
I'll sign.
Urban, he's pretty big.
Keith Urban. Oh, yeah.
Or
Johnny Cash?
Margot
Johnny
Robbie.
Cash. Fuck. I meant Slim Dusty.
Oh, Slim Dusty, he's a good one.
Slim Dusty. He's
Oh,
slimmer
okay.
and dustier. An old one.
Paul Hogan. People say.
The funny thing is, at the end of all this, our
Wait.
opinions aren't going to matter.
Yeah, they will.
Is Paul Hogan still alive? Or did he die?
Mel Gibson.
No, I think he's alive. I think he might be a bit sick
He
or
would
something.
easy be in his 90s.
Though. Yeah, probably.
Jesus, I'm trying to think. I feel like we're missing, like Steve Irwin.
1939 is his birthday.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many like obvious ones.
Yeah, it's 90s.
83.
83.
He's 83.
True that.
Jeez, I hope I don't make it that old.
What?
Could you
Why?
imagine? I limp like fuck. You should
Wait,
see
we've
me
been-
getting out of bed every morning. My heels, my knees,
Yeah.
just everything is just fucked.
How old
My
was the
back.
Queen? 97? 96?
96, wasn't she?
I feel sorry because, like, when you hit 100, you get a letter from the Queen. Now all these people that are like
Write
99,
her a letter.
all these people that are 99 are now getting like letters from Charles.
Charles.
Like, congratulations,
Why?
my mummy
Oh my god.
has passed, and here's my letter.
Yeah, we've been watching this, like shitty TV. It's not shit. Like I like it, but I don't know how to classify it, like trash TV show.
Yeah.
It's like it's called Outback Opal Hunters.
Oh,
Dad watches that.
Huh? Does he?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I watch
he,
that
every
every
time
now
I go around there, he's got it on, and he's like,
it's so dramatic.
yeah,
It's just like-
and he's
you know
every
it's
time,
boring.
Well, I was talking to Troy about it
Yeah.
because I asked him to be on it.
Yeah.
100%. Every time I go around there, he's got it on. He's like, we should get a truck and do this shit.
Oh,
I'm like, no,
And,
so-
and none of them have tools that work.
Yeah.
It's like,
I said I was like,
the pump is
Why
broken
does-
down again.
well, I get that their old shit breaks, but it's like, why does no one ever go out there with any new shit?
yeah,
Yeah, they go to like some fucking demolition yard and they dig out some rusty old pumps and like, we can make this work.
Like
We'll
I get
dredge
it.
the lake.
I get why,
Yeah.
but then when they find money, why don't you buy new shit?
yeah. And it's always like they've been digging for days, and they're like, let's do one last dig, and
Yeah.
then they find one, and they're like, yeah,
It's hard though because it's not days. They dig for months and they don't find
yeah, I know.
anything.
It would
find-
be fucking shit.
They find gold instead and like, fuck.
Throw it out. This is not what I fucking want. But yeah, what you're saying about being old, there's one dude on there, he's like 78 years old and like just mining away. It's like, holy shit. He's going up and down this fucking massive ladder to get down this hole. And it's like, I hope when I'm 78, I can still fucking walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good. Fucking yeah. My dad's got the worst business ideas. my
does he do?
uncle, my uncle's chasing. He works for like a pot company up in the city. So they actual pots, like you plant plants in it.
Like ceramic pot.
Yeah, ceramic pots. So to send them overseas or interstate, they do like ply crates sort of thing.
So why do we buy pots from Italy when your dad's making pots? I mean,
My uncle.
your uncle.
No, so when I was growing up, he seemed to live the dream because every second week he was flying all over the world to
Right.
like look at different pots in like
Right.
all over the world, and then he just imports them and sells them here.
Yeah.
It's like, send a photo.
He doesn't email his friends, all right?
Yeah. Anyway, he called Mum the other day and he's like, our ply company has run out of ply. Do you reckon James could find us some? And I was like, I know where we can get ply.
It's a mad chipboard.
And then Dad's like, this would be a good little side business for you, wouldn't it? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like,
Make $5 a sheet.
Yeah, exactly.
Supplier.
Yeah. And he's like, and I'm
Wait,
like,
that's mad. Supplies.
Oh my God, stop it.
no. I'll give you my dad's number.
Wait. I don't think I said it right. Supplies.
No, I heard.
Yep.
We got it.
Just didn't land.
It just landed down there.
I thought it would work.
Oh my God, stop it.
Oh my God.
Did I screw it up?
I don't know if that was another attempt.
It was.
Yeah.
He's trying to pick it off the ground and it's not happening. Oh man.
It's good. It's good that you were committed.
So how did the story end? Did you end up?
That was basically it. Like he's just like, oh, if you buy a sheet for like $30, you can sell it to him for 35. And I'm like, it's not worth me calling the company, ordering it, then unloading it, then calling him and going, hey, your plies here.
You need to sell.
How often would he buy it? And was he going to buy you?
Yeah, that's it. It might be once and then his supplier gets ply again. So,
You need to sell like
but
100 a day
I'm not
to make a
interested.
living.
I've already got more cashies than I've ever wanted at the moment. And I made a pact.
Cashies?
I mean, private jobs.
Oh,
I made a pact to myself a few weeks ago that I was done with them.
same's.
I thought, what
Same.
happened?
Full-time podcaster.
One was for an old client who
Yep.
was
We don't
like,
know.
yeah.
Okay.
Where are you going, Ash? Not enough. Could I possibly have another piece of ice?
If we're doing this, I want some ice too.
Yeah, I'll do that now.
Exactly the right amount.
Thank you.
These are fucking icebergs, man.
Yeah.
This would take down the Titanic.
I fucked my knee again, like 2 weeks ago now.
Wrestling?
Nah, so I'm the heaviest I've ever been at the moment.
Yeah, me too. Actually, no, but
So I'm like, last weekend I think it was. I'm like, no, we didn't record last weekend, did we?
no,
So the weekend before, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for a run. So
that's an interesting choice.
why?
Huh?
So I did 4Ks on Saturday, and my knee was fucking shredded.
Well, you're not going to like this.
Really?
You don't like milky stuff. So.
I'll give it a crack. My knee was like dead, and then on Sunday I'm like, well, I've got to lose weight, so I've got to run on it again. Did another 3
That's
days.
not how that works.
Well, my knees have been fucked since I was like 8. Oh,
You're good?
that'll do.
What?
I didn't
Oh,
realize
it's
how
alcoholic.
milky it's going
I
to
was,
be.
I was about to say pour it in here, but it's alcoholic. So.
Yeah.
Well, I told you when reading it, it sounds like.
What's it taste like? Vanilla.
It's supposed to. Oh, it's almond.
Anyway, my knee's fucked. So I went for a MRI again last week, and I was filling out the report that you've got to do before.
It's like, will you help Sally carry the box?
Did he help Sally carry the box?
Yeah.
I'm filling it all out, and then there was one question I've never seen before, and it says, "Do you have a penile fucking
Erectile
implant?"
dysfunction.
Implant.
Yeah, and I'm like,
What?
yeah,
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Let's Google it.
Okay.
Penile implant.
Okay.
You Googled
Well, I can't put it up there.
Oh, hang
but,
on, I'll Google it.
Maybe it's a metal rod or something that you can hinge.
What for?
I don't know, but I was like, I kind of wanted penis prosthesis.
Oh, right, if
I
your
think
dick
it's
falls
exactly what we're thinking. Oh, there was a little
I don't want to see
explanation here.
photos.
Well, I do.
Implanted device intended for the treatment
Yeah,
of
there you go.
erectile
Yeah,
dysfunction.
it's exactly
There you
that.
go.
Nike pumps.
Oh, true.
With that Reebok pump.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it is.
Yeah, because they're probably metal. You can't have metal in your MRI. Your dick will explode. Oh, it's
No, no, no.
magnetic. You would just like your dick could rip off.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
Can
Oh, you
It
like
tastes
it?
like something.
It's almonds.
Maybe.
Not maybe. That's what the flavor
Don't
is.
do it.
Smells good.
What happened? When was your wedding thing?
4 weeks away.
Oh, wait. It's ages away.
It's ages away. How are we supposed to do Oktoberfest?
How are you supposed to get through that bottle of absinthe?
Last episode of the year.
Yeah, I'm
Do we have to bring a pump? Our stomach pump in?
Stomach pump.
then pump my penis up.
What?
Talking about pumps.
That just triggered me. Ash has heard the story, but you haven't. So, Jake, who's been here before, we work together last week. And we're driving to site, and we've been at work for at least an hour to almost 2 hours. And we're in the truck, and he starts to get all fidgety in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And then he puts his feet up on the dash and like crunches himself into himself. I'm like, what are you doing over there? And he's like, oh, I just got crazy morning wood. And I'm like, you get morning wood when you wake up, not fucking 2 hours into your work day.
I had delayed morning wood.
What are you, 15?
I'm like, you just have a boner. You have a boner at the moment in a truck with another man.
He's like, it doesn't count as morning wood.
He's like, I guess I do.
Take it as a compliment, James.
Don't you? I don't think it happens to me anymore, but I always remember like having most
At school, it was-
awkward.
I never got it at school. I was so thankful.
Yeah.
I was always so nervous, like in oral presentations and shit. I'm like, it's gonna happen.
It's the shit when you're like sitting there and like you can start to feel it happening. You're like, don't, and then it makes it worse.
Yeah. All I can think about is boners, and I'm getting a boner.
Yeah. Think of mum. Oh shit.
Yeah, okay. Why did he keel over though? That's not. It make like.
I just got
The thing is, though,
morning
you
wood just
probably
then.
wouldn't have noticed if he didn't
Yeah,
do anything.
100%.
Because you're not going to look at his dick. But then he's like,
Yeah, he made it so obvious
trying
for
to
himself.
stab himself in the guts with his own boner.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
That is funny.
But at school, you couldn't hide it because if you had the sports pants on, they were just that fabric.
Yeah, thin fabric.
Ash did the move where he tucks it up above. So
I'll take it back.
Blows in his own belly button. I showed Ash the photo the other day. Parker, our youngest son, was just sitting on the couch and he had a cup of milk, and we left him, and he's just sitting there giggling to himself, and I'm like, what's he doing? So I walked out there, and he's tipped like the perfect amount in his belly button, and he's just sitting there with like a little pool of milk in his belly button,
Oh my
just
God.
poking it and like drinking the milk like that. I'm like, that's so gross, but so funny.
No, that's terrible.
He thought he was the coolest kid.
Yeah.
So did I.
I used to,
Not as cool as doing it from your chest hole.
I was going to say, I used to know a guy that like, I don't know what that's called, but it's a thing where,
Pectus excavatum.
is it?
He has it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we probably spoke about it on our
I can
solo.
do this.
Right. But the guy I knew, like, he had it super, super bad. Like,
Yeah.
so much that,
Yeah, because it can push on your heart.
right, yeah.
But pushes my heart.
Yeah,
to the
he
left.
had to get it corrected, but he didn't do it until he was older.
If you have to do CPR, it's just under my arm.
It's like, let's push him from the back. Roll him onto his...
How am
Yeah.
I supposed to drink out of this now?
What do you mean?
It's an iceberg.
Well, I can't exactly pour whiskey and the creamy.
Sure you can.
All right.
Mix and match.
You twisted my arm.
Or you can try one of those passion fruit things if you want, because I want to try one.
All right, I'll try one.
You're going about you, mate.
Oh yeah, he's had it real bad, and I don't know. I don't think I asked him. I might have, but I was asked if you'd eat cereal out of it.
It's like the number one
Did we?
question.
Yeah.
That should be on a fucking clickbait quiz. It's like,
I don't know
what
if
would
he
you
did or
ask a
not.
person
We spoke about that as well.
Did you
I thought
really?
it,
Yeah.
I thought it was. I didn't know if he actually did it or if it was a rumor that just went around.
That
our old
people
work.
did it.
rumor?
Well, because he's got the inverted one. I was like, I don't know if this is
people
actually
taking
happened.
shots out of it. Like,
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I saw a video today of some chick
That's fine.
at like a nightclub, and she got some dude's foreskin, poured a shot in it, and then took the shot.
How did it all fit?
I don't know. Do you want to get the video up?
And it would wait.
I'd burn your
One,
knob.
how did it fit? Yeah, and two, it would hurt
That's
so
what.
much.
That was my thought. Would the alcohol burn? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I've never tried.
If,
Yeah,
his mate
it
was
would.
if his mate was a dog, he'd just light it.
Oh,
Actually, we saw that video too, didn't we? In the truck.
I didn't.
we.
It was like, yeah, Jake was showing you in the truck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
I don't know.
Some dude went to like a public glory hole and put his dick through the hole, and some cunt just got a lighter and lit the end of it.
Fuck.
Yeah. I was like, fuck.
Wait, obviously it was the guy at the end filming with the lighter.
Yeah, with the lighter.
Yeah.
I was like, it's probably just some sad dad who hasn't got fucking laid in like
He probably
6 years. And he's just gone to the
I
park.
Know, I know exactly what it was already. It was
Me.
it was you and you, or like two people like you that were like, well, you know what'd be funny? Go put your dick through this hole and I'll take a picture of it. And you're like,
Conspiracy guy over
As
here.
fucked as we are, I don't think we'd ever do that.
oh shit, oh shit.
I'd be the lighter though. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, you'd be like, oh, this would be a funny prank, and then you're like, double prank.
This is worth a melted knob for sure.
Yeah, he's obviously not going to tell you he's going to burn your dick.
This conversation wouldn't work in real life, I don't think.
Could.
I for sure could see that.
That same day I went out with Jake, another awkward situation in my life happened that you would have loved. It was like the subway trip all over again. Ash knows this one as well, but
Okay.
so we filled the truck up.
Two of those things there, please.
We filled the truck up with fuel.
There's Bundy and Pash Free. I'm listening.
Oh,
Over the
yeah.
top. Thank you.
Filled the truck up with fuel, and then I'm like, "Fuck, I'm hungry," and I never buy like food from the servo, but I was starving. So I go in and I start looking at the pies and sausage rolls and shit in the hot box, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what I want." So I'm standing there for a solid, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds,
Okay.
and then the lady behind the counter yells out, and she's like, "Did you just let all the?"
Official spirit of the NRL.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means, but okay.
it's like on the footy fields and shit.
Okay, anyway, go.
Anyway, so I'm like looking, and then the lady at the counter yells out, and she's like, "You can get anything off the top shelf for $5, and then a 4-pack of Red Bull for $10." And I'm like, oh my god.
Okay.
So then I felt obliged that I had to get her offer that she just offered me,
Why? No, you don't.
because
But I
then I'd be
probably
like,
would have.
because then I'd be like, "Oh, your offer's shit. I don't want that."
You just say,
So-
Wait,
Yeah.
no.
So then I looked at her.
What's wrong?
You are,
So then
you
I
are
looked-
the reason
so then
people
I stood there.
upsell.
I stood there, and I was like, "Oh, actually, I might just wait till Smoko to eat and just walk down the shop."
What? No, wait.
Was this
Oh
when
my
we stopped
gosh,
at the
I
server on the
can't.
way back?
No, it was just me and Jake that day.
I can't.
Because
Yeah.
the other day when we stopped at the server
Why
on the
did
way
Jake
back,
not stop you from being a
He was
dickhead?
pissing his pants so hard.
Get your food and ignore her deal. It's okay. Nice.
Did you cut a hole in this again?
I wish.
when we were coming back from Toowoomba,
I think it's pretty good.
I can't tell.
I've had a fair few drinks and my mouth is numb.
It's definitely better than the ginger beer.
when we'll come back from Toowoomba,
Yeah, I like it. I'm digging.
I like it.
Jake come back from the servo and he had like 4 chocolate bars and he's like, she upsold me. Couldn't say no.
Upsold me.
She's like, this here's $1, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay. And she's like, you can get 2 of them for $2. He's like, okay. He's like, do you want one of
You
them?
can get 3 for $3.
Going and just upsold him.
I hate that, eh? I always feel so pressured unless I'm in a bad mood. And I'm
The
just
only
like, shut
time
the fuck
I
up.
think I feel like I get upsold is if like it's going to be cheaper, and they're like, no, it's cheaper if you do this. I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
The other day I was there and at the Shell server, this one lady always asks no matter what. And I was,
Was I with you when we were talking about like flybys?
yeah,
You get
one
upsold
of them told me if you scan your flybys, they have to like do it. They have to try and upsell.
Yeah.
So,
He said
I
that
don't
to
know
me.
why.
And he goes, watch, and they didn't try and upsell it.
yeah, full blew it.
Oh, have you finished?
Oh no, yeah.
Oh.
So she was like, she always upsells, and then this one time, I walked up to the counter. And she's always trying to get rid of the shit that they've marked down to get rid of on the counter. It's like $2 special for a fucking banana cake bun or something.
Yeah.
And I walk up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, fuck, I might get that. But as I was looking at it, she saw me look at it and she's like, these banana cake buns are only $2. Or it was banana bread. They're only $2. And I'm like, no. I was gonna, but the fuck, you tried to upsell me.
Oh, okay. It's reversed.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
fucked it.
That
Yeah,
same,
some people are like that though.
that same Shell servo. So I don't know if you know, Coles has been doing those little Harry Potter things.
Yeah.
And
They
there's
still do- I
one.
thought- no.
Well, they're probably still doing them. I don't
There's
know.
2 that look like Adrian and I.
Is it?
Yeah,
Which
I'll
one?
find
Which
it.
character?
Yeah, I'll get them up.
It's the chick. I'm the chick. What's her name?
Hermione?
Sally. Who? Who's the main
Hermione?
chick?
Hermione.
The hot one. Is that her name?
Hermione. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hermione Granger.
Stop it, Ron.
Yeah,
Stop.
that's correct. Hermione.
Holy fuck.
Open up. Big dicks. Dick pump. What were you searching before we got here?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
her and the Asian one.
What
He's
Asian
a-
one?
He's an Asian wizard.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, there we go.
They were just next
Which
to
one
each
do you
other.
look
He's
like?
not going to be Asian, I bet you.
An
Yeah.
Asian wizard.
I don't think there's an Asian wizard.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there is one.
Oh, the one with the grey beard, the blue hat.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know, I don't know if it's him.
Dumbledore.
Like-
Anyway, see this one here? See the one with the red beside it?
Yeah.
So we were shopping at Coles for ages, which we hate because we like Woolies. and so was Mum, and we're trying to get
What
that.
does that say? I can't read it. It says something express.
Yeah, so Coles Express only. So it came out at the end of the
the run of the things.
things. The only way to get this guy was from a Coles Express,
What is Coles Express?
like the Coles service stations and
okay.
things like that.
Show me.
It does a bit.
That's not a friggin' thing from Coles, you wanker.
Yeah, I was standing in the Coles survey when I took that with you.
Which one?
I was like,
you
that's
were not
me.
with me.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh.
that's me and that's you. Because
Nah.
it just had like dude with the beard and the glasses. I was like,
Okay.
So this is a
Get it.
perfect
The
demonstration.
Asian one, he said.
This is Dumbledore Is Not Asian.
that's the name of this episode. Dumbledore Is Not Asian.
Go.
No, this is what happens when I go in too confidently.
okay.
And this is what fucks me in other circumstances. So we walked in and we've been looking for that guy. And you can't get him anywhere. So I walk in, I'm filling up with fuel. No, I didn't fill up with fuel that day. I just bought a drink or something. And then the lady in front of me was talking to the lady at the servo, and she goes, if you buy a banana bread, you can get this guy for free. There was like some special, you have to
Right.
buy a banana bread and then you get that guy.
I didn't think that's how that works. I thought it was like a lucky.
No, it's like a little loophole thing. So I'm standing behind her and I hear this. I'm like, fuck, Westy's going to be so crunk if I come home with this guy. So I like stroll up after her and I'm like, oh, I'll get the banana bread and I'll get that Harry Potter guy. And she's like, you have to spend $30 and a banana bread. And I'm like,
I'll buy 30 banana breads.
I'm like, oh, okay, maybe tomorrow.
One, if you were
was so awkward.
What? Just
You should have done
go
it.
get fuel.
I didn't need fuel. I'm just going to overflow my tank.
You should have bought
I guarantee you were not completely full. You couldn't make the $30.
$30. That's like 2 liters of fuel, man.
Anyway, okay.
So what?
I feel like how do you?
What's so
Like-
special about this guy? Is he just rare?
Yeah, it's just like, it was their little thing at the end of the collection to fuck you.
Are these
Yeah,
collections
so
going to
you
be
don't-
worth something one day?
No.
Okay.
We got sucked into the Disney Woolworths one
Yeah.
a while ago.
Wait, is I don't want to keep bringing up the Queen, but
Seems
That's
like
all I
the
think
two.
about. Got this morning
really
wood.
rattled
right?
you.
go to YouPorn. The I know someone was saying that like coins dated this year, like 2022, with a Queen on it, is going to be worth money one day.
Probably.
Maybe.
But all money is worth money now, so
Yeah. But I mean, there's probably so much of it.
Yeah.
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
You know how you were saying about coins should have like a koala or whatever on it. I was looking.
Union Jack
Why was I?
is on 50-cent coin.
Oh, because I saw. I don't know why I got served to me. I got served an ad about the Australian Mint, and they have like a 50-cent coin that's like got a puzzle on it. There's like 3 puzzles that whatever the Australian decryptor coding friggin' branch is put out. This it's like a coin that like a special coin that you buy from the Mint. It's like got these puzzles on it that you can try and solve, and then they're like, oh yeah, if you can solve these puzzles and figure it out, then maybe think about a career in code something or other.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool. I like puzzles.
Sounds like Mercury Rising, the movie.
I'm sure I've seen it, but I can't remember. what
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find the coin, and while I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I wonder what other coins there are. And there's like sets of coins almost every year, I think, with like A, and it has like a picture of something that's iconic and Australian, and then B, and like a whole set, like 26 coins. Yeah. I was like, when you said it before, why don't they put friggin' a koala on? And like, why don't they put a koala on there?
Yeah. My granddad gave us a heap of coins fucking years ago, and he's like, these will be worth something one day. And they're still at mum and dad's, and they're like back like when it was like 1 cent and 2 cent coins
that's
and shit
cool.
like that.
I found a 2-cent coin 1 cent coin the other day.
Oh, really?
Ripping the old caravan apart. There's just all these old newspapers and shit.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the Mint?
Nah.
No, I want to. I'd like to. That's the type of thing I'd like to.
Yeah. I went there, pressed a coin.
Did you?
Yeah. I think it's
What?
at mum somewhere.
What? Like what value coin?
I think it was $1.
Oh,
You have to pay for it?
No, well, we went on
Or is it one of those
school-
machines you like put in $5?
Based-
No,
Yeah.
like a copper penny thing where you like squash a thing, or is it a real dollar coin?
I don't know. I'll try find it at mum and dad's.
It's in the gum machine.
No, it was all legit. It was at like the Australian Mint,
Yeah.
and you're like, because we went there for school camp in
Yeah.
grade 7, and we all got. I think there was even something special about it. I don't think it was our names, but it was like something.
Can you just use it like legally?
I don't know. It came in like a.
I
Little,
get a James Missing coin for
It came in like a little sleeve,
Yeah.
like sleeve thing.
Oh, yeah.
The minted coins that you like, so you don't touch them. And shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Before we
Well, all our coins, we got the head on the back, but then you got the Union Jack, which is kangaroo and emu. Then you got the platypus.
That's not what the Union Jack is, but okay. The
Isn't
Union Jack is the English flag, essentially.
What's our one?
What? I don't know what that emblem is called, but
Was that sort of something to do with the Commonwealth?
Something like that. I think, it's got a name.
Because they're the two only animals that don't walk backwards or some bullshit.
Yeah.
is that really what that is?
Yeah, that's the meaning. The kangaroo and the emu can't walk
So
backwards.
always going forward until they hit each other and can't go anywhere.
If that's really what it is.
Google it.
Then I'm leaving Australia.
Because then you've got the platypus, which is Australian, and then
They're all Australian. That's the point of currency.
porcupine, and then a plant. Is that a plant? Like
It's
a
an
fern?
echidna because porcupines aren't in Australia.
Oh, same shit.
Loophole.
It's like alligator and crocodile. Fucking same fucking dinosaur. What's the 10 cent? Is that an octopus
It starts with a Q.
or is it a plant?
Some bush turkey.
Oh, we had a bush turkey in our yard today.
It's called the coat of arms. That's what.
That's
Yes.
it. Coat of arms, yeah. Yeah, what's that say?
I was going through my coins.
Lyrebird doesn't start with a Q.
It does. If you had enough
Choir
drinks.
bird. Yeah, I was going through my coins to see if I could find 2022s. I had a couple. And as the dates go on, the queen gets older and older on the coins. They keep updating it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I think it's 3 times. There's 3 different ones,
The coin ages.
and she gets a different crown and shit.
Yeah. Pretty crazy, man. She was old as
I
fuck.
say. Oh. So when we were, I don't know how old we were. So we moved from one house, went into a rental house while Mum's house was being built, right? And then we moved into there. Like the week before we went to move into our new house or whatever, the rental house got broken into. And Dad had this safe with like 40 coins, like minted coins that he got minted like once on my birthday year and once on my brother's birthday year. And apparently they were worth like a ton of money now because they were mint coins and whatever, and he had them in this safe, but they didn't bolt the safe down. I was like, and I don't know how old I was young, but I just remember they were like so shitty because the people who robbed the house, they like pushed the wheelie bin up to like, they had like a step down into the garage or whatever.
Yeah.
They pushed the wheelie bin up to that, pushed the safe into the thing and just took the whole wheelie bin away.
Good idea.
Oh, fuck. He was so angry. He's like been keeping him for so long. He's like, oh yeah, I was going to keep him and then give him to you when you're older. And I was like,
That's a good idea.
Fucking LA.
I was going to say something, but I fully forgot.
What were you going to say, Ash?
he said he forgot.
Try to remember.
How long we got?
Isn't that the worst?
Oh,
I'm trying to remember shit that you forget.
While you try and remember,
Probably wasn't that interesting. So
remember a few weeks back, I told the story when we did the childcare centre and I pulled my pants around my ankles and thought it'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
So we went to Dreamworld.
That sounds so good, by the way. For anyone that...
We went to Dreamworld last weekend.
out of context.
Yeah. And I went into the toilet with Parker. And as I turned into the toilet, there was an actual grown man with his pants around his like kneecaps pissing in the urinal. And I'm like,
Champion.
yeah. So I went right beside him, shoulder to shoulder.
Pulled my pants down.
No. I was like, that's so like off-putting. So I went into a cubicle. I was like,
I just left my kid out there.
I'm like, I don't know what this guy's up to.
Was he
That's fucked. Is his name Butters?
disabled?
That's on when I came out of the cubicle, it seemed on second view that maybe there was
I get it.
maybe something there.
In the downward direction.
What?
What have you been
What's Dreamworld like these
Doing.
days?
shit?
Yeah.
Half the rides were closed.
Because they're all old and they're
Yeah.
all fucked. Yeah,
Everything was closed.
Did you see that video of the big spinny thing collapsing?
Yeah, I sent it to Jake yesterday. Did
Yeah.
Jake show you?
Have you seen it?
No.
Chuck it up. See if you can find it.
All right.
Is it the claw?
No,
Nah,
it's
it's
just a pole with a big spinny.
yeah, I'll try. It's probably going to be easy
carriage on
just to airdrop it off
and
my
it
phone.
bounces up and down.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I know.
It's like a carnival ride.
Yeah,
thing.
all of the
Do you reckon people
friggin-
died on that?
Yeah, 100%. That was the point of the video.
all of the theme parks, they're all so old and shit now.
I
Which
would-
I remember when I was like younger that
I'd never go on a ride in my life, I reckon. Again.
Wouldn't?
Nah.
I would. But it's not here, probably in America.
All right. I'm going to have to log into Facebook. So
Like all
let's
those ones
pull
in
this
Vegas
off.
where you say they come off the top of the building, like go to the end of the building, like tip you over.
Oh, and they're like, under
yeah,
yeah.
tee it up. That's cool.
Fuck all that.
Yeah,
Last time I was a Dreamworld, the Wipeout broke down with people on it.
yeah.
We just gone on it.
Wipeout. Is that the one with
been
the-
there for years?
It's
I
the
thought they
on arms.
remade it.
They had to fix it a lot. It was like so loud.
It wasn't
and
there
creaky.
last
Yeah,
weekend.
I thought it was fucked, and then they remade it, but maybe it was still fucked, and then
Well, after Dreamworld murdered those people, they got fucking whatever they did.
Whatever they did.
yeah, people died. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to like fuck. They shut Dreamworld down and they had to do a big assessment. So they probably still haven't. They probably can't afford to fix it all.
It's not. They're especially not like over the last few years.
Imagine
No
the insurance
tourism.
bill.
Yeah.
Jesus, the public
I
liability.
don't know how theme parks can stay open.
That's-
Honestly.
Yeah. They
Not with TikTok.
I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were talking about this exact thing. And like all the workers there are young kids on like either school holidays job or their first job out of high school. And like they don't give a fuck. Like they're not trained in any safety. And literally when we went, there was this ride Westy wanted to go in where you went like up in the air and you drop down and shit. And I'm sitting in there with him and I'm trying to shut it, but my knees wouldn't fit. So the chick's like, oh, just push him to the side and I'll jam it shut. And then and then you just hold it down. And I'm like, I'm like doing a stress face to
it's
Nikita the whole
fucked.
time. I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah, just I'll jam it shut. You'll fit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
Alright,
it.
let me fucking.
I don't know if I'd like.
I've got it. on
Yeah,
my
I've
phone.
got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got it?
Ready?
Okay. So wait.
So it's-
is this at Dreamworld?
No, this is
No.
I think it's in the US or something like that. So we won't put this
say.
on the video or anything, but it's pretty hectic. So it's basically one of those big spinning wheels at the top, like a giant drop at Dreamworld, and then
Yeah.
it drops, but the brakes don't engage at the bottom.
Oh gosh!
Hectic.
All right, everyone got freaking back injuries.
Yeah. 100%. Hectic.
I always think about like
Fuck,
that
man.
brakes not engaging when you see the giant drop.
Yeah, that's my fucking worst fear. That's
the giant
all
drop at one point. One of the cables broke, but they had a backup cable.
Yeah.
It made the news. At
Or the friggin' what's the one that?
Tower Terror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, just slamming backwards.
Apparently that's magnetic. It's worked on electromagnetics. It like fucking.
Really? I
Apparently.
always used to think that it's so lame because it doesn't even go anywhere near the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because it went like 150k an hour or something.
Yeah.
We had a loophole how to get to the front seat. It was when they let like how many could you fit in there? It was like 10 people at a time, whatever. So they'd take 20 people in off the line and you walk through all the bullshit to get there, and then they split the 20 people into two groups. We were just kids. We'd jump to the other pack, so there was 8 and 12, and so when they went in, we'd walk in and we'd be the last ones. They'd be like, "Oh, you must have fucking got confused and went in the wrong line." So we got to stay there, and then the other people would walk in behind us.
Oh, yeah.
And we did it every time, and we'd be first to get the front seats.
Yeah. Okay. So you just waited one extra like turn of the ride.
Yeah, we just wait for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do rides anymore.
Did you? Were you a ride person before?
Used to be, yeah, for sure. But now it's
So
like,
why not anymore?
I don't know. Just can't deal with it.
Okay.
Just fucks
Stresses
with my
you
stomach.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've never been like that. I used to I could do any ride, never feel sick or anything. But
Have you tried now? I used to be the same. I used to fucking
Yeah.
live for them.
last time was like Oktoberfest. They have like full theme park there. They have like
When was that
wipeouts
though?
and-
3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Try it
Change
now.
that much.
Try it
I
now.
was hammered drunk too. So. No, I've never had motion sickness or
Oh yeah,
seasickness.
I do get motion sickness sometimes. I wonder if like so you've never had the feeling of motion sickness before? Like you
No.
don't know what it feels like?
Oh, when I'm on a boat hungover once, and I think that was just a hangover.
So I want to like
That was
Mythbusters
in
had
Africa.
that thing where like you put the freaking hat on and it like is designed to make you motion sick. I
Really?
want you to feel it because it's fun.
One of like Nikita's things she like wanted to do the most in the world was go whale watching,
Oh,
but she's never been on a boat.
Really?
Yeah. So we went out and
How?
then we're going there. What do you mean how?
not everyone's been
never
on a
been
boat.
on a
I get it. Like it's,
Yeah.
it seems unusual,
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
but
Anyway, we're going out and then the guy's like, oh, it's right on the borderline of us having to turn around. It's real choppy out here today. And then
we're going.
yeah, he's like basically did somewhat of a quiz of should we turn around or should we keep going? And obviously everyone
Quiz.
wanted to keep going.
See what Sally said.
Obviously everyone wanted to keep going. And then we're out on the front watching it. We're seeing the whales jump and shit. And then Nikita just started to come down so quick.
no.
And she's just laying on the back of the boat.
The worst.
Really?
I'm like, there's a whale. And she's like, ugh.
I don't care. If you haven't ever been, have you been seasick? I guess or no?
Nah,
Seasick?
I don't get seasick.
Whoa.
Only sick I've ever been is just like a bug or drunk.
Okay.
And then like a year or two later, we went on the cruise and she was sweet on that. But I think it's because it's so big.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
somewhat.
it's like, yeah.
There was one stormy night where it was like crazy and she felt a bit sick then.
It's the worst feeling because it's like you feel like you want to throw up, but even if you throw up, it doesn't make the feeling go away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like
I don't understand how your inner ear. I get it because of balance and all that, but why does your body want to throw up?
So it's like a disconnect between what the senses are seeing and what your brain is like taking in.
So your body's like, I don't know what's going on, just vomit.
Yeah. So it's like that's like if you're reading in the car, your brain's like seeing something static, but you're like feeling like heaps
Oh,
of
so that's
motion
motion
and
sickness.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
Which is why they say like look at the horizon, or whatever. If you're on the boat and you get sickness, yeah, like look far away. I don't know if that's helpful or not.
I get like super bad migraines.
Okay.
Like have to take wafers and shit and it dissolves and
The fuck's
kills
a
it.
wafer?
Like they're these little like basically
I
like
know.
you get in church when you do this shit.
Yeah.
Like basically one of them, and I just put it on.
What
my
is
tongue.
it though?
I don't know.
What is it, just like a normal biscuit?
It's not a biscuit.
it's
He's not talking about a freaking strawberry wafer biscuit.
Was that a way?
You put it on your tongue, it dissolves, and then
Yeah.
it basically knocks you out. You wake up and you're sweet.
Oh, it's
So
like a medical
either-
thing.
Hey,
It's like a medical thing.
yeah, it's like a prescribed medication.
It was like some woo-woo thing.
No.
or something.
I wonder what it is.
So,
Some woo-woo shit.
so I either get that or I get a needle in my ass, and then both of those pretty much knock me out, and I wake up sweet. So I randomly got a migraine on Thursday when I was doing a check measure at work, and
I'm listening.
And
I'm just reading.
I took one of these wafers because as I pulled up to side, I'm like,
You
this
just
is
keep
not
them with
good.
you.
Sometimes.
that happen?
My eyes, like as soon as my eyes like start to get blurry and I see stars and shit, I'm like, this is not going to be good. So I took one as soon as that moment came on as I was driving to site. And when I got to site, I could like,
Should you
everything
have
was
been driving?
Yeah. Oh, no, I shouldn't have been. Everything was just blotchy and I just wanted to throw up everywhere. And it was so fucked. And then I was like ready to go home. But when I got back to work, I felt half decent. So I pushed through, but then I opened the check measure and my lines are just like all squiggly. And I'm like, oh, this is not good. Yeah, basically. And my numbers are just like fucking, one's just like the size of the screen and then one's like on an angle this way.
And you obviously
I'm
didn't
gonna
know
have
that
to
you
redo
were.
this.
You obviously didn't know you were doing.
No,
you did.
well, like,
When was
'cause
this?
I get all shaky and
Yeah.
shit on Thursday. I get all shaky and shit, and I'm just trying to do the best I can. I tried, all right.
I tried.
Yeah.
I had, what happened? We got back from New Zealand once and I got home. I don't know, it was just a climate thing or whatever, but I laid on the couch and then my whole body I broke out in this weird rash. So I went to the doctor. It was itchy too. So I went to the doctors and they're like, we give you an antihistamine shot instead of a tablet or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And she's like, oh, who's driving? Katie's like, oh, me. He goes, yeah, this will knock you out. Like,
sleeping.
fucking make you pretty tired. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm just thinking, oh, you're a bit
I think
drowsy.
was I like around when you did this?
Probably.
I remember it.
And I had this shot. And by the time we got to the car,
Oh, I do remember. You were
I
at
was-
home on the couch, all fucked up. Like,
oh
is that what
man,
it was?
I've never
Yeah.
experienced this uncomfortable feeling in my life.
Yeah, I remember.
By the time we got to the car, I was just like, it hit me like a train. He's like, you all right? And I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. And then my body's just shutting down, but trying to stay awake. And it was weird because it was like it was trying to shut me down. It wants you to like be knocked out, so your immune system would probably just fight whatever you got.
Yeah.
And but my body just kept sending like pulses of adrenaline through at just pulses of it. I was just like, oh fuck, and then I just oh fuck. And I was doing that
crazy morning wood.
and it went for hours and I just couldn't I'm like, I need to sleep this off, but I couldn't because like my body
Yeah.
just kept doing this thing. I think I was just having a reaction to it. I don't think that was normal. Surely not.
Don't think so.
What about these? Remember a few years back? I think it was like
Did you hear that?
did I say a few years
You
back?
said a few years about there.
I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
we would be working and those caterpillars would come out of the gardens.
Oh, that was fucked.
The furry
No,
caterpillar.
Sounds
Oh my
like
God.
the biggest stoner
Oh
thought
my
ever.
God. No. It is legit
This is
not.
shit.
It fucked us
It
up.
still happens every like second year.
But
Those little hairy caterpillars walking
I get so
out of the
scared
garden.
now.
And
I'm not really scared of
I'm getting
anything.
itchy thinking
Sounds
about
like
it.
he's took mushrooms.
No, fucking legit not.
Listen, there's a story.
But this was the sentence. Remember when we were working and the hairy caterpillars came out
They
of the
fucking
garden?
stop it.
No more
Sounds weird,
LSD for
doesn't
us.
How many? So it must have been at least 8 years ago ish now, right?
Yeah. Oh no, it was
6
probably
years.
2016.
But how many though? Was it like a plague of like 20 or
Oh,
something?
Well, there'd be rows of them.
Yeah, it was one
Oh,
weird.
I've
year.
seen that
rows.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was one weird year where there was like a lot.
and
like,
you can push
right.
the back one to the front one, and they'd follow each other. They'd go around
Forever.
circles. Yeah, it's
Really?
sick.
forever.
Until they die. So anyway, they were walking into the factory, and we were just blowing them out with the air gun.
Yeah.
But when you do that, all the spores and shit go up in the air, and I started. I'm getting itchy thinking about
I got it too.
But
Bad.
I started rashing up all my stomach, my throat was closing and shit.
Yeah.
And like just itchy as fuck, but you're still working. And it would just get worse and worse. And it went for like weeks. And then you started getting it, and then other people in the office were getting it. And it was just, everyone was just getting crazy itchy. So
True.
we got, I went to the chemist and bought,
The steroid cream.
no, it was, antihistamine, is that what they were? The tablets? But they weren't,
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
they were the
yeah.
ones that make you drowsy.
Oh, yeah, right.
And remember you said you took them and then you had to pull over because you were falling asleep? They just knock you the fuck out.
Oh, true.
And I still got them in my drawer. But like, if you have 3 of them, you're meant to have 3. But if you have 3, you'll legit just pass out. Like,
Yeah, right.
they fucking. I don't know why they have sleeping pills when you can just have these things.
I'd be keen to try them because all that shit that says it's going to make you go to sleep has never made me
But
go to sleep.
you feel groggy as fuck in the morning. Like you're just
Yeah.
tired the whole day as well.
Well,
It
it's
does-
like it makes you pass out, but you're not sleeping. You're not getting good sleep or rest, right? Is that what that happens?
yeah, I don't know. Because like the next day you feel like just tired and shit and you want to sleep anyway. So
Yeah.
don't plan on wanting to wake up feeling fresh.
I remember when you said it, I had to go to the chemist and buy. I went and I was like, I need 5 tubes of this steroid cream. And they looked at me like I was fucking going to try and do something.
Put
with
it on my ass.
But I was like, I have to cover my whole body, and they
Yeah.
sell you these shitty little tubes for when
Yeah.
you have like one little thing.
For sure.
Steroid cream. I know how bad that is for you.
Yeah.
I was
When I fucked my knee, Nikita got a prescription when she had her surgery the other week, but she never got it filled because she like tries to push through all this pain for whatever reason. So I'm like, go get that prescription and I'll take it for my knee.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I've lost it. So she went and got this shit from my mum. And my mum just gets the craziest shit from her doctor for like, I'll go to the doctor literally fucking crumpled over in pain and they'll be like, just take Nurofen, you'll be fine.
Need a new doctor.
My mum will be there and she'll be like, oh, fucking, I don't know.
Kick my toe.
Yeah, I kick my toe. They'll be like, here's fucking the strongest thing on the market. So whenever I need anything, I just hit her up. So Nikita went and got this strong shit from her last weekend and I'm taking it and I took one and I felt pretty good.
Nothing. It's fine.
Oxycontin.
I don't know what it was. Felt pretty good. And then I was like, if I took enough of these, would I die? And
Yes.
Nikita's like, I'm going to keep these in a different cabinet.
James Proof cabinet.
Yeah.
So now I don't know where they are.
What's weird? Tara went and got some shit for something. I can't remember what it was. And they only prescribed her 1 tablet. Like they
Oh,
got the
really?
thing out, cut
Yeah.
one out, and they
Yeah.
just gave her one. I was
Yeah, I'd pick some shit up for my mum and it was endones.
Yeah.
There was like 5 tablets.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, fuck, when I
It's
used
like
to get
weird.
them, it was like 20 back.
Yeah, it was
They
like,
came
here,
in a
here's
pack.
the pack.
Yeah, yeah.
It must be like,
Now they give you
Some-
exactly what,
yeah.
how many, because it's a Schedule 1.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, fucking hell. I was having this conversation with Jake the other day. We're talking about how much weed you'd have to smoke to die because
that's a lot.
yeah, because they're talking about like you can't die from smoking weed. You pass
I
out
don't think
before it would
anyone's
kill you.
died of
But
that.
you can, well,
Not
I think you
directly from smoking it, I guess, but
yeah.
You could
but this is
drive.
like, what else? Like, I think you can die from anything if you took enough of it, is what it was.
but I think it was
I
like
thought that glass had that in it. I just took a massive swig, but it's
Oh, it's
straight
whiskey.
whiskey. Sorry, carry on.
yeah. So I think I'm not sure if it's like it can't kill you or you can't physically take the amount you would need to kill you because you'd probably pass out before it happened. But I was thinking like if you got enough hash, which is like the concentrated version of THC of THC, and you fucking boiled it
THC.
down into oil or whatever and just like drank a fuckload of it, surely that would be enough to
I don't know.
kill you.
Because there's a song that I like, and it's not really a song, but it is a song.
Okay.
It's by Prince EA, and he does like motivational raps and shit like that. He did a song called "Smoking Weed with the President," and it's just basically him rapping to Barack Obama about legalizing weed and shit.
Mm.
And in that, he mentions like nobody's died from weed, but then he like lists off how many people die from alcohol every year and like
All the
pharmaceutical drugs and all that shit. It's a pretty cool song.
Okay.
There's a guy on YouTube. I forgot his name. It's like his name and then does it after it. Like he just does crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I think he takes like 20,000 grams of gummies,
Yeah, right.
like THC gummies, and just
Did you see?
he smokes like 5 or 1 joint an hour or something crazy, or like 20 joints in 20 minutes, something fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he just goes and does shit.
Yeah. That's like, is that Steve Will Do It?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the Nelk boys. That's like I saw a reel or something pop up the other day from an old school Joe Rogan episode where Joey Diaz was on with Andrew Dice Clay, and Joey Diaz had just started his like gummy bears, and
It's funny when as soon as you said that, I know exactly where I was when I was listening to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he like pops a 200 gram or whatever,
Yeah.
and then Joe starts freaking out, and then Joey gives one to Andrew Dice Clay, and he's like, "Oh, should I take it?" And Joe's like, "Just so you know, like a normal amount is 20 grams," and Joey just popped a 200, and he's like, "I'll pop another one right now." And he's like, "I normally pop 3 of these before I go on stage," and it's like, "What the fuck?"
Hell.
So, ready? So LD50 is like how they measure how much of something it is to kill you. So
Lethal dose.
to kill 50% of people.
So if 100 people took it,
50% of them will die. That's how they
Yeah.
figure out like how
a minimum
toxic
of
stuff
50.
is.
Yep.
So THC is 481. Let's call it 482 milligrams per kilo. You need to take is the LD50. Orally. So 482 milligrams per kilo, and in a joint there is 40 to 200 milligrams. So you need a lot, right?
True.
481 per kilo, and let's say like an 80 kilo person, right? You need 2 joints ish if it's like at max for every kilo. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
For every kilo. So
Yeah.
I'd need 140 joints at once.
Right.
Let's roll.
So
How do they test a LD50? Do they have to just get 100 people and wait till 50 of them die?
Well, sorry.
how much LD50 is in like a Nurofen tablet?
Because
I remember
Be like-
Nurofen is ibuprofen, so LD50.
Remember when 360 overdosed and he came out with that rap? Do you remember that back in the day? It was
I
like,
remember he had a drug problem.
yeah, it was like 6 or 7 years
It
ago.
wasn't a Nurofen problem, was it?
Yeah. He's like, and then he, in
How
his
do you-
rap, he's like, I was taking like so many packs of Nurofen Plus every day.
But why?
And I was
Like,
like-
what, isn't Nurofen doesn't get you high? Does
That's what I thought. Because then when he did that, I was a dickhead and I was like, well, I'll take a whole heap of Nurofen. And I'm just standing there waiting for something to happen. And I'm like,
Holy shit.
So Nurofen's ibuprofen, which is anti-inflammatory. So it's not
yeah.
going to do that.
And I was like, it's not doing anything.
I feel less inflamed.
Yeah.
So you said how they do LD50. They use like model organisms, so like rats and mice and whatever.
Oh, okay.
That they say, oh, this is what it does in a mouse and a rat, and it's most likely.
You scale it up to a
Yeah.
human.
Yeah. So ibuprofen.
How do you say that word? I know the word. I just never try to use it because I don't have.
Ibuprofen.
I say
Ibuprofen.
I say ibuprofen.
yeah, that one.
But
But you just leave the U. Yeah.
Oh,
Lots of people say ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen. Yeah,
say-
maybe I say that, ibuprofen.
I say Nurofen.
Yeah.
I hate going to Aldi and they have Hedafen.
I don't know what that is.
I remember.
Do you go to Aldi?
No.
Yeah, I do only for one thing.
I fucking hate Aldi. And Nikita, for whatever reason, has just decided she wants to start shopping there.
You can get
So I went with her
hate it.
last weekend. Yeah,
I hate how they
fucking hate
sit
it.
doand at the register.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you, the
I
fuck?
hate that.
And they're on a platform.
I
Deal
lost
with
it.
it.
Because when we walked in, the entrance is the first aisle.
yeah.
So Nikita's looking at shit, and I've got people.
Well, I think that's just the
behind
Aldi
me.
that you've been to, because I've been to Aldis that aren't like that.
Yeah, probably. But I've got the trolley standing there, and there's just people wanting to get into the shop, and I'm in their way. And I'm like, fuck. And then it just pisses me off how like the cereals next to the roof racks and shit
Yeah,
like that.
there's
It's like,
no orders and nothing.
yeah,
eh?
but it's like, it's so distracting as well because I'll be like looking at this middle aisle. I'll be like, this is all useless shit, and then
Yeah.
I'll like pick something up and be like,
This is cool.
this is kind of cool.
If you want to get something from Aldi, they do brioche buns that are super cheap that are like really good.
Oh, really?
If we ever do pulled pork, I always go to Aldi to buy brioche buns.
Okay.
I love how they have random tool brands there.
Yeah.
Get you a packed 10 drills for $200. And
Um,
every old cunt's out.
Yeah.
Hang a picture.
I was at my barber yesterday and they just bought all new clippers for their barber shop. And they're the same clippers they buy in Australia, but they bought them like a no brand from China or something for like $40 a clipper when normally their clippers are $300 or something.
Okay. What
And it's the same with when Trade Tools had their brand. Those tools were made in the Makita factory.
Craft right? Or is that
No,
Bunnings?
it's Renegade.
Renegade? That's it.
they
They'll
still
make-
have that. What do you mean when they had it?
Well, like when they first started. Because I had like a Renegade planer and shit.
Actually, I got a Renegade chainsaw at home.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. It's basically a Makita with a different case on it.
Is it
Yeah.
really? I didn't know that.
Well, back in the day it was. Don't quote me now.
I doubt it is. Yeah.
Same running gear.
Quote me.
Yeah, what were you saying about your 360? So it was
Yeah.
Nurofen?
He's Nurofen. Yeah.
So it's like 500 milligrams per kilo. I don't know how much is in a tablet. I was trying to find it.
500 milligrams per
Per
kilo
kilo.
of body weight.
Yeah.
Codeine addiction.
Oh, codeine.
Yeah, because he had...
Yeah, it was codeine. It wasn't Nurofen.
But he said something about fucking Nurofen. Had taken 120 pills and passed out.
What the fuck?
How? You have to eat like.
Yeah, Nurofen Plus.
Does Nurofen Plus have codeine in it? And
It must have back in the day. Because my mum gave me Nurofen something, and then I went to the
I don't-
servo and they sold the same shit, and I'm like, this isn't
Friend-
fucking sick.
Friends knew about heroin.
200 milligrams.
Nurofen Plus was the secret. So maybe you take that while taking heroin.
Yeah,
It
there
helps
might be some sort of mixture
Oh,
that you
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like
That's what-
fucking
that's-
cough syrup.
I,
It's not the
Purple
Simpsons.
this, I
No,
don't-
Little Wayne does that shit.
when I was walking home from primary school one day, there was a packet of heron on the ground,
Yeah.
which was like the cheap version of Panadol. And I picked it up thinking it was heroin. I took it home like, Mum, check it out.
Heroin.
I found a pack of heroin. She's like, Ash, it's heroin.
We
Don't
found
touch drugs.
we found a penis pump pack on the way to school today. And I don't know why, but we picked it up.
Wait, what is a penis pump pack?
Like the packet that it came in. Like just
Okay.
literally the packet, and it was like penis pump. And then like,
Why would
the
you touch
outline-
it?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't
But we
you?
picked it up and carried it to school. We're
It's
like,
like,
how
hey, look,
funny
it
is
fits
this?
on my dick.
Yeah. We're like, how funny is this? And that was it.
My-
Just put it in the bin.
My best mate lived down the road. His house got broken into, and half the fucking shit was scattered on the lawn for some reason. And there was a rubber sort of hand like this,
Yeah.
and it like had the vibrating system under it and shit. And we just picked it up like, hey, fucking, they went into your toy box, man. And he's like, that's not mine, it's Dad's. I'm like, why does he have a fake hand in his room?
Oh,
And now I know why.
that is so awkward.
Yeah.
Did he make it himself? That shit
No,
sounds like
it was something you. I don't know it was a joke thing or. But
I like to tell myself that.
One of when we were in primary school, one of the kids used to back onto his house. Like the school used to back onto his house. So one day he's like, everyone jumped my fence at lunchtime, and my dad's got this magazine under his bed, and it's so
We
lame.
can't open it.
Yeah. So we jump his fence and like break into his house and shit and get it out. And it was like one of those old magazines where you could like order DVDs and shit.
Oh, yeah.
So all you could see was the front covers of the DVDs, but we're all like, oh fuck, that's sick.
we all have morning wood.
Wait, what magazine was it? It wasn't a porn magazine.
It wasn't a porno. It was literally,
What you can buy.
he must have been subscribed to some
Yeah.
fucking DVD system, and you'd
Right.
like go through, and it was like
have-
the book
he
club
has this
magazine you get at
magazine.
daycare, but
That's
like pornos.
What was do you remember your first like times watching porn?
Yeah.
I do too.
I don't know.
I don't know how old I was though.
Yeah,
I think I was like it was at that same guy's house. It was his dad was a perv, man. But we pulled out a VHS, and it was like the video.
Interesting.
The video was it was a solo one.
VHS.
It was a solo one, so it was just the weird. Thinking about it now, it's so dumb.
Solo
it's like
one was a dude.
the frizzy '80s hair and shit. It was
Yeah.
old as, and it was a chick. She's like, I'm so tired, and she's sitting at the bench, and then she like falls asleep, And then she
I
has
can't remember that
Yeah,
much detail.
dude.
And then she has a dream of just smashing herself with a dildo for 20 minutes.
Oh,
And,
really?
and we watched it. And at the end, she wakes up and she's like, oh, that was a crazy dream. And then she looks down and she pulls one out.
Oh,
And I was like, that was sick.
My dad had this one porno. So I think the first porno I probably watched was my mum and dad used to always get those chain emails, and it'd be like fucked up.
I know what she.
All I heard was, first porno I watched was my mom and dad.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm fucked up.
so they like either I would be in the room while they're watching it, or for whatever reason, my mum or dad would be like, "Oh, come watch this; it'd be hilarious." And I'm like 8, going, "What the fuck is going on?"
What? When a man
Anyway.
loves a woman.
Yeah, basically. And they like, so all that shit happened. And then we got to like primary school, and I went to a sleepover at one of my mates' houses one night. And they're like, oh, let's go to our cubby house. And they built a cubby house in the bush behind their house. And they had like an old school porno magazine in there. And
I've seen this one.
the centerfold chick was called Harry McClary, like the dog. And they're all,
Is that a thing?
and like she was
that.
hairy as fuck, and they're all looking at it like going, "Oh, this is the hottest thing I've ever seen." And I'm like, my mum and dad have been showing me whack shit for the last like 2 years, and I'm like, that's fucked.
We
Harry McClary.
there was this
Yeah.
one spot when we grew up in Windaroo. It was like down the bush. It was where
This was in Windsor as well. It could have been the same one.
Really?
We could have had a wank together back in the day.
stuck all over me.
Sorry. What?
Are you Milky Bar kid? I sucked your dick back in 02.
I didn't. I definitely was not going to spit this.
That was so
That's
funny.
the only way to tell.
This was in Windsor.
Whereabouts so tell
We
me.
could have had a wank together.
Because we found like a duffel bag full of porn.
Oh, it wasn't.
It was like a
it was
school bag
literally
of
this one thing of Harry McClary.
Whereabouts in Windaroo though?
I can take you there.
Let's go. Wait, did you say backside of the school? The Windaroo school?
No, this was a different one.
You go there and the magazine's still there.
And just a little heart locket of me and Ash. Summer of 04.
Oh, you're Big J.
I found this packet of a dick pump.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so there was this one spot where everyone would wag, all the cool kids would go to smoke. It was like this bush that went down a hill, and it was like onto a river.
Yeah.
And so it was this cool little like spot. Anyway, you'd go there, you'd find bongs and shit, and every time you went there was something different. And there was like a shitty school bag with like 5 or 6 magazines in it. And it only occurred to me the other day, or the other week, and I was thinking about it because we pulled them out and we're just looking through all these porns. And I was like, porns. And there was like
pawns.
that's the plural for porno. Anyway, one was like a Pamela Anderson Playboy,
Yeah.
and the other one was a Drew Barrymore. Remember she did a Playboy as well?
No.
Huh?
Yeah, Drew Barrymore. She did like topless Playboy.
Okay.
Okay.
And thinking about it now, they were original fucking Drew Barrymore Playboy would be worth so much money now.
For sure.
And we just fucking, at the end, you're ripping out the centerfold to take it home.
Okay.
Okay. I did not know this.
For sure, it's not worth money now because Google.
Like, I don't know if it was the original.
is that it? Top
Shit in the pool?
Up,
yeah.
yeah. No.
I just remember small titties.
Small titties. Fucking hell, eh?
Harry McClary too.
What's that actually?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Look at the pool shot.
No,
Oh,
he's
right.
You fucking
Oh gosh.
But yeah, it's so crazy. Like she did a fucking topless thing.
That is pretty crazy.
She went from ET to doing that.
I didn't even know she was in ET.
What?
Didn't you?
She's the
Well,
girl of ET.
Yeah.
And she was like an alcoholic at 12 and shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was all fucked up. She was legit like an alcoholic at like 11 or 12 years old after ET.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Where are the parents?
Oh, raking in that money.
Yeah, I reckon. Did her and Adam Sandler ever have a thing?
I
Or
don't know. Only 75 movies.
yeah, I reckon.
Oh, fucking rip on Adam Sandler a bit more.
What do you mean?
He's all right. He's a bit overrated.
What?
Really?
I love Adam Sandler.
Oh, so do I.
No, he's all right. He's just the same guy every time.
No, he's not.
He is.
Do I punch drunk
Pick
love?
2 movies where he's not the same guy every time.
Jack and Jill. He's a boy and a girl.
Oh. No, have you seen Punch Drunk Love? It's like meant to be serious, but
Oh, is that the one on Netflix? And he's got like a moustache. Does he have a
I don't
moustache?
think so.
Oh, you guys, you know how you pressuring me to sign up to shit?
No.
No,
I'm
like
not.
What?
You
What do you mean?
every time I open Google, every time I open YouTube, you guys like.
I say no. I
Hey,
say,
yeah.
but I say that to both of you. I'm like, you use it so much.
Oh,
Pay
no,
for it, and you don't have
2002.
ads.
Anyway, I got Prime.
Okay, no, I haven't seen this.
It's not like a comedy, but there's some shit in there. I'm like, it's like weird and situations that it to me it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, right.
But it's not meant to be a comedy. Like just like if you go to watch it, it'll be like, this isn't a fucking
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
movie. It's not meant to be.
Yeah, so I got Amazon Prime.
Ooh,
Oh, did you? Yeah. Okay. What did you?
interesting. That's
stop
an
for?
interesting pick.
It's a free trial.
Yeah. We have Prime at the moment. It's one
What?
that we pay for.
Yeah, so it's terrible.
Why?
It's like so much good shit on there. You click and it's like buy or rent. Like,
No.
fuckhead.
Are you sure you're doing the right? What are you?
Yeah,
how
okay.
are you doing this?
Maybe it's because I'm on a trial.
No, it shouldn't be.
Look,
it should be. Free.
We rented that.
Should everything be free on it?
Well, Amazon is like you can buy and rent movies on there.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah. So show
like-
you one that you have to.
We rented the Elvis movie last night because I heard it was amazing and I fell asleep.
Elvis movie.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched an Elvis doco today as well.
Was it?
Oh, really?
Is it the new Elvis movie? Is it the one
Yeah,
Jake
the-
was raving about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably going to be good. I did put it on at like 10:30 last night.
Maybe it's just things that aren't on Prime that they
Yeah,
offer
that's
to.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can still buy it even if it's not on Prime.
Okay. I'll take it back. Amazon Prime is great.
No, it's
Please
not.
endorse.
It's not.
Before I watched Elvis, I watched Top Gun again.
Really?
new or
Is it
old?
that good?
New one.
Fucking hell.
It was way better in the cinemas.
Well,
With the
that's
surround
not good
sound
for
and
me
shit.
now.
No, it was still good.
As in,
It was
so
still-
what you're saying is watch it with headphones.
probably, yeah.
Do they watch? Do they still do 3D glasses?
I don't know.
No.
Whatever happened to that? It
It's
seemed like the next
yeah,
big thing.
Yeah, but it was a big thing
Yeah.
like 3 times.
Yeah.
Remember, it used to be like the red and blue cellophane things,
the
and
paper
then, and then
ones.
they went to the digital ones,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the flicker
Different.
between. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Fuck yeah, bring back 3D.
I don't know.
I'm halfway through a movie called Get Out. Have you seen that? It's like a horror thriller.
Yeah.
I'm halfway
There's
through. it. Don't
isn't
spoil
there a
it.
new one of that called Nope?
Show me. I need to see.
Really?
Get Out. It sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
feel like-
fucking pretty creepy, eh?
Yeah,
Like
it
it's-
is. Yeah.
I'm up to the part where. No, I won't say. I just don't want to.
This one?
No,
Do you remember that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, really?
That's really good, eh?
It's good.
Watch it.
Yeah,
It's-
for sure.
It's slow, but it's good.
There's a new one.
I don't care about
New one came out last year or this year called Nope, and it's from the same guy. I'm pretty sure Jordan Peele does them.
Is in same movie story type thing or
I
something?
think so. Yeah.
Oh, true. Is it like a sequel or just?
I don't know.
Well, I haven't seen the first
I haven't
one, so-
seen Nope, but I've seen Get Out.
Yeah.
But apparently
Is it streaming somewhere?
release
Hopefully it's on. Oh, it's not out yet. Oh, it's the
Yeah,
resident. No, I don't want to hear about it.
Jordan Peele does them all.
Go.
Oh, look, Top Gun Maverick.
Go.
You
No
guys should watch
streaming.
it.
It's heard you.
Google's listening.
Go what?
Oh, it's on Prime Video. You can watch it.
Prime
Oh, it's
Video.
buy it now. Okay, no.
But yeah, see.
But
yeah, Get Out's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, I'm halfway through it.
Oh, okay.
It's where she's looking for the keys.
Don't.
That part.
I don't want to hear it.
Looking for the key.
Is it? Wait.
Boy, it's all.
Okay, what I do want to know though,
Keys did.
is it a gory thing? Is that
No.
that what?
No,
something? Okay,
it's
good.
more
So I'm
thriller.
so over, like
It's not
oh,
horror.
people are like, oh, it's so good. And I was like, it's just gory. I don't like. It's not.
Yeah, gore
I don't
doesn't
think
get
I've
me off.
seen like a good gory movie for ages.
Like zombie movies are pretty gory.
No, but I don't even not that. I mean,
No.
more like before. What's that fucking shit about the backpackers and the?
A hostel.
Yeah,
Hostel and
before,
Saw
like-
and shit like that.
I like
Even
went.
that
I
was
went
the-
through
yeah.
those and I was like, okay, I'm done. I've had
Yeah.
enough. Like it's
Yeah,
not,
Saw.
Even the new Saws are like boring. What else you
I
got?
lost track after 5.
Yeah, I remember I watched Saw 2 at my mate's house when his parents weren't home, and I was fucking shit scared all night. Oh, it might have been Saw 3. Whatever one with like the pig mask.
Yeah, but it's just like
All of them?
Maybe. I
it's
don't
just
know.
like a slate in my head.
Yeah, his dad opened the door right after the pig mask like reveal, and I'm like, oh my god.
it's Saw, man.
What did you say that was? It was Get Out.
Yeah,
Get out. Who's the chick in it? She's familiar.
in Get Out.
Yeah, the main chick, the girlfriend. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, there's some fucking good movies I want to watch.
What else do I want to see? I'm so far behind on Black Mirror. I feel like there's some good stuff that I haven't seen.
Which one? Black Mirror, I still haven't committed to that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so easy
What
because
happens?
it's like every episode is individual.
Yeah.
Like you can.
I can tell you which ones are good and which ones are shit. Because the newer ones were kind of like the last season was only 3 episodes, and it was like one was Miley Cyrus. That was actually all right, and it was pretty like spot on to her life.
Oh, really?
It was an exaggerated version of her life. How they,
Did you watch that interactive one?
yeah, it was all right.
I thought it was cool.
It was cool because it was different. I think I texted it to you. I was like, "This is a game changer. Netflix is going to be doing this now," and it's like happened twice.
Happened twice.
I think there's another thing they did, but yeah, I got shits the first time. It took me to a dead end. I'm like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
It was that choose your own adventure.
I heard Sam Morril was on Rogan this week, and he was talking about one of his mates is releasing a comedy special, and it's like a choose your own adventure comedy special where he'll I don't know, I haven't seen it obviously, but the way he was describing it, he would like set up a premise and then he would ask like the audience if they're this way about it or this way, and then he'd have a punchline for both.
Right.
It seemed like a pretty cool concept that's like never been
Is
done.
this a recorded one or a live one?
Yeah, like a recorded one. So it's like you'd be watching it and then it'd be like, do you think Trump should die or do you support Trump? And then you'd pick either one and you have a punchline for each one.
So he's done separate shows with
Yeah,
each
yeah,
things
yeah.
and he's cut them
Yeah,
together.
exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought when he said it. I haven't seen
Different.
like that done before. But whether like both punchlines are as good as each other, it'd be pretty tricky.
But it gets you to
'Cause
watch
obviously
it twice.
At the end,
Yeah.
you get stats. You chose all the shit jokes.
Yeah. You did not get a promotion at work.
So season 5 of Black Mirror is it's 3 episodes. So the last one is the Miley Cyrus one. That's actually pretty good, I reckon.
The first few seasons, I think, were both like all of the episodes were pretty cool.
The second one was that was alright. That was like
I'll give it a crack one day.
Should.
yeah.
You got to get through. Oh wait, no.
I finally had time this Arvo to watch.
Sure.
I know neither of you guys are going to be into it.
Why? Why you assume?
I just know.
No, you don't.
So I watched the first episode of season 6 of Rick and Morty
Oh
this
yeah,
afternoon.
I heard the new season came out.
Yeah. Have you ever got into that? I feel like you'd like it.
I feel like I would if the characters weren't so annoying.
What?
Why are they annoying?
Just that
I've like watched it on and off sporadically, but not like
Yeah.
dead.
so annoying, that old guy. The way he talks and shit.
It's good when you get into it.
I know it's his thing, but I just couldn't stand
Yeah.
it. Like
Nah,
Okay.
I love it.
Well, okay, so good or no good?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Keen for the rest of the season.
Yeah, when I'm at home and study and write, I put something on in the background. That's a good one. Like I never thought about putting that on. So
Yeah, that used to be sick last year when I was working at mum and dad's. Like I'd just put something on the TV while I'm building and like just days used to fly.
until you like catch yourself like watching the TV.
Yeah, because I watched. Did you guys see that Kevin Hart thing he brought out last year, where it was like the thriller sort of suspenseful one? Have you seen that?
No.
Fuck, that's it. That's actually a good one.
Okay.
You should
What was
both
that
watch
called?
that. It was on Netflix. It was called and it's got who was Blade?
Oh, Wesley
Wesley
Snipes.
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. It's got him in it as well. It's
Okay.
so fucking good.
That's cool. I think I've seen it like come up on the thing, but I haven't watched it. There's so much I haven't watched.
Yeah, it's like it's completely.
But I did watch a like clip of Kevin Hart and The Rock just like ripping on each other, like
Yeah.
all pulled together. So good.
Yeah, it's like completely opposite what Kevin Hart normally does.
Yeah.
Yeah, true story. That was it. It's so good. It's like it's loosely based on his life, but it's like what could go wrong
Okay.
if it could go wrong, sort of thing.
was it a thriller?
Yeah, you should watch it. The first episode, I was like, this is fucking
It's a
shit.
TV
and then,
series.
yeah, it's a TV series. I think it's like 6 episodes or something. So the first episode, I was like, oh, this isn't that good. And then
Usually
the
not.
twist at the end of the first episode was like,
Yeah,
holy
hooked
fuck,
ya.
what's going to
Hooked
happen
ya.
now? And then you're just like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's so good. It's
I got a movie idea for you.
what? So
Because you know
I've actually got to start writing the script soon.
you're into movie
What script?
ideas.
Are you writing movies?
Possibly.
Oh.
So this one was a story that my old boss told me. I like when I was a 4th year apprentice. It was just me and him working. And well, he told me the story that it happened to his wife's friend,
Right.
and it's only sort of occurred to me now as I've been retelling it to people that was probably bullshit. I was like, that's way too fucking NCIS for anyway. So he reckons his wife and his wife's friend, they went out the Gold Coast one night and they're just like at a club or pub or whatever, and they were dancing and stuff, and her friend was like dancing on the dance floor with some dude, just some random dude, and they're like getting close and shit. And then he wanted to go back to his, and she's just like, oh, no, I can't, I'm with friends. And they were making out and shit. Anyway, the next day or a couple of days later, she had this like rash on her face, and she's like, fuck, I gotta go to the doctors. So she went to the doctors. She's thinking, he goes, oh, have you been like, he looked at it and he goes, have you been kissing anybody or, having sex or doing or anything? And then she's like, yeah, I was making out with a guy like a couple of nights ago on the dance floor. So fucking STD, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's like, just hold on for 1 sec. Anyway, 10 minutes later, the cops rock up and like interviewing her about this guy and shit.
Oh, true.
And then turns out this guy, that rash was a specific looking rash.
Yeah.
For people. It's like a bacteria that grows on dead bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So, well, if it was true, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
thought we were
so
talking
like,
about movie ideas.
Yeah.
and they're like, they got his number off her and shit, and they arrested him. And apparently, he like had a dead body that he was fucking doing shit with in his
But the
house, and she was next and stuff. And I was like, that's crazy. But now I'm like, you're just a shit talker.
I have an issue with that though.
Hey,
If it's a bacteria that only grows on dead bodies, then she wouldn't get a rash and a bacteria infection on her mouth.
well, it's probably no, not gross. I don't know anything about what it was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's something you would get if you were
Right.
fucking.
Gotcha.
It's exactly
I
the
don't know.
same when we were at school, when we were at high school, there was a story going around. And when I've told people, they've had like a similar story at their school. But this guy,
So real.
this guy had like, now that I look back at it, it's probably just super bad acne. But it randomly came on after a weekend. So
So mean, man.
his story was he came into school and he's like, I was going down on this chick and I had a mint in my mouth and I lost the mint inside her. This is a genuine story that went around. So he's like, I started freaking out because I didn't want to tell her I lost the mint inside her. So I started fishing around with my tongue. I thought I found it. So I bit down on it, which again, I don't know why you would bite down. I don't know why you wouldn't scoop with your tongue.
I got my
But he's
teeth
like-
in there and I pulled it out.
He's like, I bit down on what I thought was my mint and it burst all over my face and it turns out it was a gonorrhea wart. And he reckons he got this rash on his face from a gonorrhea wart.
That's way too many like things to line up and happen for it.
I know. And I don't know. It could be true. But
Gonorrhea wart. I haven't heard this story at my school.
Did you say you heard another story?
I've told people that story and they've had similar stories. They're like, oh, something like that happened at my school.
Oh, it happened to a friend of yours, eh? It happens to everyone.
Yeah. And that is how Queen Elizabeth got the throne.
And then died of gonorrhea.
Didn't like a ton of royals had gonorrhea and shit.
What did you just say?
There's a ton of like royal people and wait, it's got what's the shit where why they had to whoop like judges and official people had to wear that white wig?
Syphilis.
yeah.
Syphilis, like not gonorrhea.
Big wigs.
Big wigs. Should we tell? Nah, fuck it.
Nah, fuck it.
Anyone who listens to podcasts knows that
Yeah.
story because it's
I'm not telling them.
a Joe Rogan story, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he says it like every third
It's not
episode.
something
Let's
you
just
want to
repeat
look
things
at.
that Joe Rogan says.
What did you say? Oh. All right. Thanks for that, Adrian.
Oi.
That's what a gonorrhea wart looks like. I don't know how you could mistake that for a mint.
I'd feel good on the clit.
How would you know?
I don't know.
Oh man, that's fucked. It's making me feel sick looking at it actually.
So what movie ideas have you got?
I
Can't
got
tell
heaps.
you.
Yeah, I can't
Can
tell
can
you
tell
live
us
on air.
off air?
Yeah, I can tell you a lot off air. I'm teeing up for a piss right now anyway, so
We'll have fun doing that.
you guys going to keep going? You're going to keep it afloat or are we going to call it?
Well, I was gonna go too, so Ash could have his solo time like he wanted so bad.
Quick.
All right. Hey, you're going to go together.
Huh?
You're going to go together.
Well, how do you think they went together when I was left on my own?
Exactly. I have 2 bathrooms. Like I said, I've done all right in life.
Isn't one in like... Oh, you're going to use your one.
I'm gonna go
Ensuite
Whoa,
in a
piss in the
bath.
kitchen sink.
In my head, when you said I have 2 bathrooms, I'm like, obviously one is in the room where your wife's sleeping. And I'm like, how is Adrian going to go into that one?
I'll use the main bath. Adrian uses the ensuite.
That didn't... I didn't even think of the other...
Oh, fuck.
I was just gonna go take a shit in the sink.
Wash it down the plug.
Oh, fuck.
Josh shat in the shower the other day.
Oh, nice. Were you excited about it?
Yeah, nah.
Did he stomp it down?
No, he was just standing there, and then
Oh, wait. What's the move? You pick it up or push down?
I picked it up.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It was
No, it was a solid shit. It wasn't like a diarrhea.
yeah, nice.
Yeah. Actually, I was going to ask you guys, when do you have your first memory?
Piss. Let him piss.
When, like, what's the youngest age your first memory usually?
I have.
Is it
I don't know
3?
what the age was, but one of the earliest memories I can remember is when we were living in Canberra. So it was before grade 3 then, and we came up on holidays, and I was in the car. We were driving up, and I threw up everywhere. That's all I remember. Like I distinctly remembered that, but I don't know anything else.
So I have memories of like when I was, I think 2 or 3 in the house I was born in Beenleigh, but I don't know how many of them were stories that I've turned into memories.
That's the same with me. I've got like a distinct memory because when I was born, I got like my kidney taken out. And for whatever reason, I've got this like memory that always flashes back in my head of like
Them taking it out?
No, not that. Just my nan holding me like in the hospital in this like dark room and shit like
You sold
that.
your kidney.
I want to say there's no way you can remember that. But
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's no way I can remember it, but for whatever reason, it's so like clear and
Vivid
distinct in my
Yeah,
mind.
you've created that
Yeah.
image. Because at that house, we had a pool, and it was kind of an above ground pool with a deck around it, so it was kind of sunk in. And this one time I fell in without my floaties on. My brother would always put my floaties on, but I fell in, and I remember sinking to the bottom and him diving in and like pulling me out.
Yeah, right.
And like that was just this full heroic moment I had, like memory I have of my oldest brother. And when I got this tattoo like 5 years ago or whatever, I got like these like tarot card looking things, and they all mean a thing. And this one here is like a giant hand holding like a boy out of the waves, and that was like for my brother.
Yeah, right.
And I was telling him about it and shit, and he's like, he goes, that didn't really happen. He
Oh,
goes, you're sort of sitting in the shallow end, and you sort of slipped off the step, and we just sort of grabbed you as you fell in. Like, you've just made that whole thing up in your head. I'm like, it's a cool tattoo though.
And
It's
you
a
were
good
24.
story that comes with it.
Yeah, I
Ash
have
got
like,
drunk, slipped and fell in the pool. We dragged him out with the freaking scooper thing.
But yeah, the reason I ask is like, I still, when we're pushing for time, I still jump in the shower, and then Josh will come in too. And I'm like, you're 2.5 now. I hope your first memory is in like this eye height dangling dick.
Yeah.
So I started showering with like my hands over it.
Oh, really? I've always like showered with undies on because I was like, this is not going to be a memory that you have. I'm not going to let that happen.
You don't want like your 5-year-old girl at school going, Daddy's Willy.
Oh, fuck.
Josh is like, he laughs hard as fuck when he farts now.
Yeah, so my boys.
Only because I've started laughing at him because
Yeah.
they're loud and funny as like when he does them. And and his language is changing, like what he calls it. Like, we go, you popping off? Like that's what we say.
Yeah.
And then he's like, or before he was like, I'm popping off. I'm popping off, as he calls it. But I think his teachers are now saying other things.
Yeah.
And the other day he's like, I boom boom. Like, what the fuck is that? And then
I can't respect anyone that says, like, a kid's okay, but if an adult was like,
Yeah.
did you boom boom?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No.
And then, because I hate that one. And then this morning he was like, oh no, he now says fart a lot.
Yeah.
But this morning he goes, party in my bum.
Just like
What's
that.
my bud?
Party in my bum.
Party in my bum. Like, okay, cool.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man. I saw some crazy shit. Like, so Kenzie had a athletics carnival thing.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was, a few weeks ago. We went and we watched it, and our teachers, like, they do this.
You can get pissed if you want.
It was like a fucking magic trick to me, but it was like, so there were all of she's in grade 1, so all of these grade 1s, I think there's 3 or maybe 4 classes of grade 1s.
Yeah.
And like they all had to go sit under whatever tents or whatever. And like they're all being kind of talking and not paying attention. She was like, cha-ching, like this. And they all like instantly were like, a ring-a-ding, like paid attention. And I looked at her and was like, what the fuck magic trick was that shit?
What they do?
She goes, cha-ching. And like they've all done it enough. And I think she called it like a call to action, like so, or to grab their attention or a brain break or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said she's got a few of them because we had a parent-teacher interview with her the other week, and I asked her, I was like, what is that? And she's like, oh yeah, so it's like just to distract them, but enough, and we've done it enough times, and I have a few different ones that like they'll all stop and they'll all pay attention to
Yeah.
what she's saying. They're like just trying to hear. Like,
So,
that's
so it's a
fucking
fun thing to
crazy.
snap him out of the.
Yeah,
the
it's like a
distracting thing
call,
they're doing.
like a call and a response
Yeah.
type thing. So it's like I'll do this and then you guys do this.
Well, they do that in the army, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like attention, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
The other week I had to leave work early because Westy got some special award at like an assembly.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there and I was pretty much dressed how I'm dressed now, and every other parent that was there was in fucking
Yes.
nicest clothes ever. And like the students are sitting there,
yeah, like sixes.
and the lady at the front was like a couple of kids would be talking. She'd be like, 3, 2, 1, shh.
Yeah.
And then
Shut
all
the
of
fuck up.
assembly,
Yeah.
all of assembly would just be quiet, sit up straight, hands
Yeah.
in laps,
Do this
just
at home,
fucking
you fuck.
snap. And I don't know, for whatever reason in my head, it was triggering me because it was taking me back to high school. And I was saying to Nikita, I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm like, we need to get him the fuck out of here. So every time she's like, sit up straight, I'd purposely like lean forward or something.
Westy,
Nikita's
is that
just
your
getting-
dad?
Nikita's just getting so embarrassed. And I'm like, fuck these cunts.
These piece of shit.
They're trying to raise employees, not employers.
You kids are fucked if you listen. You just cogs in the machine.
But yeah, everything they're doing, I'm
Stand
just
up
like,
to the man.
Yeah,
it's
school,
pretty
man.
nuts.
Schools are fucked.
Yeah, I want to go back. Like, I want to go back. I'd
Nerd.
love to go back.
All right, I've got
Nah,
to piss.
go.
Are we going to keep going?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like school to me was just total anxiety. Even when I
Yeah.
think back, people think back and go, oh, school was so easy and like compared to being out of school and shit.
I feel like that.
I think school fucked a lot of my social life outside of school.
Well,
And
you
that-
had,
but
I'm
like
not
looking
gonna-
back, it
you had
shouldn't have.
bad friends.
Well, it wasn't bad friends. It was just like
They made fun of you in the cinema for being.
they made fun of me in the cinema that one time, being a virgin when I was 18.
Yeah, that's bad friends.
No, they weren't school friends.
Oh, okay.
And that was out of school.
Oh, okay.
No, because I was never in like the popular group. I was I was a limbo guy.
Me
like
too.
I was friends with like the nerds, but they were like the smart nerds, but there was also the same people in the same group, but were dumb as well. They weren't smart,
Okay.
but we'd still call them nerds because they just weren't popular.
Okay.
But then I'd be friends with them, and then I could sit with some popular groups, but some were just fuckwits, and I couldn't. And
Well, I chose not to. I probably. Yeah.
but I was like so not confident. And then for years after school, I was just that same unconfident person.
Okay.
Until like, I don't know, probably like 5 years ago, maybe I sort of realized that. Why do I feel
Well,
like
you think
that?
they've like scarred you? Or
Yeah, like I judge myself. I assume everyone's judging me the same way I felt like I was judged at school.
Yeah,
but I
there's
know
like
I'm not. I'm an adult now. Like
It's
it's
like
so
a weird
weird.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Where people, you think like, and people do it. Like you think that people are thinking about you more than like no one fucking cares about you.
I think
you
it's-
in particular, but
I think it's like that because I can read people real well. Like I can speak to you for a second and know whether I'm going to get along with you or not.
right.
And I feel like
I feel like that too a little bit.
I naturally feel like everyone's like that. So I try my hardest to be a good person because I'm judging you so hard. I feel like you're judging me the same way. So I get like real sort of pulled back.
I don't think a lot of people are very good at that.
Yeah. Because some people are just like simple people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could probably never have an intelligent conversation with you. But at the same time, you're probably a fun dude to hang out with, but I'm just not the right type of guy to be your mate.
Right.
So this is where I'm breaking up with you guys.
You idiots. At the wrong point there.
Too smart for you.
Yeah, I get that. I know, like I've known for the longest time the type of people I want to hang out with or that I will be friends with.
We're the lucky.
It's an honor.
Huh? Yeah, you should be on. Yeah, it's interesting. Like,
I'm just talking about like social anxiety, and
yeah, he was saying like he
it comes from. I feel,
realized like
I've kind of
5
realized
years
it comes
ago.
from school.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like do a brief recap of what you said, and then I want to hear what.
Can you rewind?
I can listen back.
He basically said like from at school he feels like he was
Like I wasn't popular.
never the popular kid, but never like the loser kid, and floated in between.
Yeah, I was
people.
exactly the same.
I couldn't like identify with a group of like I wasn't cool. I wasn't a nerd. Like I'd hang out with like the nerd group
Yeah.
every now and then, but I wasn't smart.
I was
And then
I was
kind of
exactly the
the in betweeners.
And then he said that he feels like he can judge someone really quickly whether he'll click with them or not, as like friends or like
Yeah,
get along
yeah.
with them. And he said he feels like that other people can also do that, and he feels like if everyone else is also doing that to me, then I'm gonna do my best to try and not impress, but like to like put out a
Yeah, so when I'm like, because I'm pretty judgmental in my head, I'm summing somebody up. I feel like they're
or
doing
on a podcast.
Yeah, I feel like they're doing the same thing to me, so I start acting different, and then I get sort of like real
Yeah.
self-conscious and like
100%.
weird.
Yeah,
So I
I do the same. Like I don't even text people or anything because I feel like I'm putting them out by texting them. Like if they wanted to talk, they would have texted me first, sort of thing.
Yeah, and you know it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
You can't help.
Yeah,
CBD, that's what we need.
I feel like I was pretty mean at school to some people.
so was I.
I was like, but I don't know. Like when I think about it, I was like, when I think back, yes, it was mean, but also I wasn't being mean. I was just blunt. Like I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, part of me wishes I could like go back to everyone at school and be like,
I'm
the
sorry.
guy,
Explain yourself.
The guy at school, like the guy you guys knew at school, is fucking dead, and like
Yeah.
I'm completely different now.
I think about like the embarrassing things that happen at school. Like you crack a joke in class, everyone hears you, but no one laughs, and like just all those sort of things that stick with you for life. And you think
for
back
sure.
and you think, "Fuck me, if I go back in time, I'd not do that." But then not a single person but you remembers it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not, I bet no one at school thinks of you ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying there too. I was like, it's weird because everyone feels like other people are thinking about them or looking at them, but no one gives a fuck.
Yeah,
No one's
definitely.
Like your own worst critic when it comes to creativity.
100%.
I think that the same happens in like social awkward.
Yeah, in general.
I
James
was-
is used to that, being invisible.
I was at Coles today. I was pushing the two kids in the pram like down the fruit aisle, and in front of me was this guy that I went to school with, and like he was a cool dude, and he was like in the second tier of cool group. Like no one would fuck with him, but anyway, so he was cool, and then I just saw him. He was right in front of me, and he kind of looked up at me, and I just didn't make eye contact with him. And I turned away. Like I knew he recognized me, but he didn't say hi. And I just didn't want to have a conversation. I have this anxiety of going out and meeting someone that I went to school with because I know I wouldn't. You know, when you're best friends at school and shit, you're like, man, we're going to be fucking mates forever. Right?
Yeah.
And then you hang out with them for a couple of years or like a year or two after school. And then you realize the only reason you're friends is because you went to school together.
100%.
Like,
yeah. That's what I said that time.
you're like,
It was
we
like,
don't get along.
yeah, it was on the first or second podcast we did where I was like, we're sitting in an assembly and the leader of the grade was like, you guys think you're going to be friends forever or whatever, but as soon as you leave school, you aren't going to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And like me and my mates looked at each other, we're like, nah, that's not going to be us. And like a few of
matching
them,
tats and everything.
a few of them still talk to each other. Most of them still do, but
Yeah.
I
Even like,
phased myself out.
You phased yourself out. You got phased out.
No, I don't know. We're just at different stages, I guess. I got married with kids and shit, and they were
that's even like,
losers. No,
Even
they
though-
weren't losers. Like,
there's probably like,
I'd still talk to them now.
and there's probably like 10 main people I hung out with for like 5 or 6 years after school. And when I met Katie, I just cut them straight out because I realized they were just like druggos going down a bad path.
Yeah,
And we'd moved house at
It's
the
pretty
same
cool
time
that
I
you
met
was
Katie.
strong enough to be able to realize that and then also do that.
Yeah.
well, that was the same with me. Like, you know the guys I'm talking about. I was mates with them for probably like 6 or 7 years after school, and yeah, they're probably like,
Still doing the same thing.
oh well, no, now they've started to get married and have kids and shit like that. So I like peaked maybe 4 or 5 years before them, I guess, which at the time sucked. But I mean,
Yeah.
we've all got our own journeys.
Oh my God, stop it.
It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
No smoking sign on your cigarette break. Is that the same song?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
I always thought she said no smoking sign on your cigarette case. I'm like, why?
Oh, they
Isn't
do
it
put,
ironic?
like-
Yep.
This has ruined Adrian's night.
That's
Sorry, everything was getting too deep and meaningful there. I had to.
I like.
it. Dude,
I
how can you leave the room? Shit
I
just falls
did
apart.
insert a joke.
So, when we were talking and having stories before, and why I grabbed your can, it's triggering me that they don't face the same way. Like the
Yeah,
print.
I've noticed that. All the cans are like printed differently. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I wonder how that is because you'd think, I suppose they just get dropped into like.
but is that normal? I don't know. I've never really taken
Yeah,
notice
it
before.
is.
Do
I've
cans
noticed
always
it
just get
before.
printed wherever?
Yeah.
What's facing what way?
As in, like, where you
So
look
see-
at the, like where you drink from, the print's not the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the conveyor belt would drop the
Yeah.
can in, it just lands
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever how it lands. And only
Yeah.
autistic people will see that.
But Coke cans are all the same, though, are they not?
I don't think so.
I think they are.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't have any Coke.
I want to see now, but I'm pretty. Like, I
What
feel
about
like
those
they
ginger
are.
beers in the bottom?
Be right back.
That's
BRB.
Yeah, now I want to get it. I don't really. Did I tell you I bought a soda stream? I must have.
Yeah, you did. You told me how you got the mega gas
Yeah.
bottle coming.
Yeah, big. No, I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, he's soda streaming for days. You
That's
told me
all
the
fine.
flavours taste actually like the flavours.
Some
these
do,
days.
yeah. The
Results
Pepsi's
are
good.
in.
What?
Those cans don't match either.
Oh shit! Now I really want to know if Coke matches. 'Cause
Well, Cans Co. need a letter sent to them.
what's Cans Co?
The corporation that makes cans.
I'm pretty sure the people that make the cans don't put the labeling on.
True.
Like, what the fuck is he emailing me about?
I wonder how the label's put on.
I don't know. Is it painted on?
Seems printed,
printed.
in some sort of.
It must print so fast, right?
Yeah,
How many
for
cans go
sure.
through? That's for sure a Mega Factory's friggin' episode or whatever.
Have you seen the video of they drop a Coke can into hydrochloric acid, and then the can dissolves, but inside cans is like a real thin film of like, I don't know, rubber or something. It's to stop the flavour of the can seeping into the drink.
that makes sense.
And the hydrochloric acid dissolves metal. It doesn't dissolve plastic or rubber or whatever, I don't think. And it's just like this weird floppy sack of like Coke. Check it out. Like
That
Google
makes sense. Which is why, like, I don't know if you
Floppy sack
I don't
of
know how
Coke.
much you know.
floppy
But, like,
sack.
Glass
Hydrochloric acid Coke.
Coke tastes different to can Coke, tastes different to
Yeah.
bottle Coke.
Really?
Yeah.
True.
You remember which one it is, Ash?
Second one. You can just like
Let's
fast forward
squeeze in a
through.
morning
Oh
gym
my
session.
god!
Sit through the ads. Can't believe you didn't pay for it.
After
How-
art class.
Every time an ad comes on, I will
And
re-bring
visit a
this up.
nutritionist.
Probably don't need
To
any
make the
volume
most
in
of
it
our
either.
gardens with a little help from Yates.
Don't. There's no ad playing right
Greetings,
now.
fellow nerds. Time for some really simple.
Why is he
information.
using a voice
my
changer?
God.
So we all know that you can
Nerd
easily remove
rage.
Coke from the can. In this video, however, we're going to do the opposite and
Is that a
without
person
sticky
talking or
sugar
like an
getting on
AI?
everything.
So
But you
okay,
can use
he's
any
Why is he
He's
sanding the
he's sanding
label?
the
And
color
there
off.
we go.
Why though?
I
We
don't
don't
know.
need the label to be completely off. Just scratched up enough that we can
I
expose the
can't.
metal.
Why? Just use your
Now
voice.
open a
Oh,
can
expose the
and
metal.
stick a support
Maybe that is
rod
his
to the
voice.
tab. We're also opening the can so it doesn't rupture
Maybe.
as we remove it. Now we suspend the can in a solution of 5%
only 5%.
hydrochloric acid.
Wow, only
I
5.
tried to use 5% vinegar, but it didn't seem to work. As usual, I should warn you that
His voice
hydrochloric
is
acid
sick.
is corrosive, and you should wear gloves when
Hi,
handling
I'm 9 foot tall.
it. Anyway, let it stand for
Aerate
an
it.
hour, and as it reacts, the acid dissolves the aluminum can and produces aluminum chloride. This is how we're removing the can without touching the Coke.
Okay.
The
Now, for
Coke.
the fun part, carefully lift the can from the acid.
That was fun.
And there is the Coke. The aluminum can is gone. So how is the Coke staying in the same shape?
How?
Most people don't know this, but there's
Ash already
actually a
ruined
very
it.
thin plastic liner on the inside of the can. It's put in to protect the drink from leaching metals out of the can.
Okay.
Now it's extremely thin and fragile, and already my rough handling has ruptured it and caused a leak. I'm going to let it drain out so you can see the liner.
Good watch out for them
And
warts.
there it is. As you can see, you're never really drinking out of a metal can.
Yeah,
You
so
are
you're always
really
drinking
drinking out
plastic.
of a thin plastic container that's inside an aluminum beverage can. The bottom dome isn't dissolved because it's much thicker than the sides, and also has some clear plastic coating as well, protecting it somewhat from the acid. Anyway,
Fucking hell, eh? There you go.
So you drinking out of... So you can get BPA fucking leaking into your Coke when you drink.
I'm sure you cannot.
Isn't there like a bit of a loophole with that whole BPA free thing?
Don't know.
There's like different types of BPA. There's like BPA B. They'll use that instead, and then they'll say BPA free. But technically,
I
it's.
can't say because I don't know,
I think Rhonda Patrick was talking about it,
and I don't want to.
and I believe everything she says,
I like Rhonda Patrick
except
a
for
lot.
vaccines. Yeah. Fucking.
What?
Hey, I tried to put it back on, but it's on the wrong foot.
How?
How old are you? That's something that
This
my
man.
kids like say, ask me all the time. Is this the right foot? Yes.
Have you seen that guy? It comes up in my newsfeed, my fucking Instagram feed all the time. He walks around. He's an American fella. He walks around on the street just asking students questions or people questions.
Yeah, I love
He's
it.
like, "How many states in America?" And they're like,
yeah.
100. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Yes."
Yeah,
He always says
yeah.
yes.
I know that guy. Yeah.
How many days in a year?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Well, like all of them? It's like, yeah, like how many days in a year? Just roughly. He's like, 150. He's like,
Yeah.
yes.
I can't.
This is so good.
I can't. It makes me feel so sad for them.
It's pretty like depressing.
Who was? I don't know. I sent a video somewhere to some group about people asking. I was like, "This is the future."
It seriously
This
is.
country.
I think generations are just gonna grow up dumber and dumber.
It's just hard because you can just search anything you want to look at. Like, you know, you don't have to remember anything.
Like you'd assume that would make people smarter, being able to access any answer to anything ever.
It's interesting because like I guess what I was looking at in what used to make a good doctor or medical student, right, is being able to remember, like learn all these facts, all these things.
Yeah.
But now it's like who can research the best, who can Google and like I say Google, but who can search all the literature for the information they need the fastest.
Thing is, before the internet and like the access to it, you had to memorize everything you needed to know. But now it's like I don't need to memorize it because I can just access it whenever I want. That's like I've literally gotten dumber with maths.
Yeah.
Because
I've always been done with maths.
yeah, I had the conversation with a lady at Coles. I was like, "Can I pay some cash?" Because I had cash in my wallet. I just wanted to get rid of. I'm like, "Can I pay some cash and some card?" And they always do it. They always say, "Yes, but we have to use your card first because the way the computer system works." And she's like, "How do I do it?" And she's like, "Oh, I think she was new." And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure I got to pay a card first, and you have to deduct how much cash I got from it." And she goes, "Okay." And she's looking at the screen like 116 minus 55. And she's looking at me, and I'm like, I got my phone out and I just calculated it. And I'm like, it's 60 something, whatever it was. And she goes, "Oh, thanks. I didn't bring my calculator." And then it's just joking sort of thing. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And I busted out the whole, the teachers always told us you won't ever have a calculator in your back pocket. But now we got the fucking every answer to everything ever in our back pocket. But imagine someone giving you that when you were like 18. Well, again, they say younger, 10. And then what would you do with it?
What do you mean?
Like if someone said, "Here's a little device that has the answer to everything," or every version of an answer to everything.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, bullshit.
Yeah, I remember my last year of school, one person got an iPhone, and it was
Jesus.
like fucking next level.
Yeah, because that would have been when they kind of first came out,
Yeah,
right?
That's
Because,
equivalent to having a
that,
Tesla.
Before that, we had what were the Switch ones?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Flip. Which ones?
I know. The middle comes up.
Yeah.
Nokia.
I know.
No, they were.
Motorola.
I know what he's talking about.
But
Blackberry.
yeah, people had Blackberries, and
Blackberries.
they had
Are they
the
freaking
Switch
business
ones.
people?
Yeah, and even that shit was like, holy shit.
BlackBerry was just a phone with a key, like an actual
Yeah, it's for
keypad.
business
Basically,
people
yeah.
like to send emails.
Yeah.
essentially.
But yeah, it was fucking crazy when that person had an iPhone. We're like, whoa. And then even then, like, I didn't get an
32
iPhone.
tempo, Nokia 32.
Remember Nokia? The first time you'd be able to like access the internet from Nokia was if you wanted to go to check your MySpace, you'd go to the internet and like
Yeah.
search MySpace and then find it.
Yeah, I remember
Crazy.
like
It was before apps.
if you wanted like a different ringtone, you'd go to the back of the magazine.
Yeah. You got to call them up to pay for it. I remember that shit.
Fuck, that was hectic.
And I remember
Crazy Frog, right?
before before Nokia had like a colored digital screen, it was just like numbers and shit.
Yeah.
Like a green screen. Yeah.
So when they got the actual screen, the color one where you could play that ball game, remember the ball bouncing it through the levels?
No, the game I
Oh,
remember.
yeah,
Snake.
yeah. I do remember.
I know what it was called.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Bounce?
was that? Yeah, I think, yeah, that rings a bell though.
I think it was called Bounce.
It might be.
Was that a smartphone? Like, what's a smartphone? Is a smartphone like what we have today, or is that the equivalent of what it was back then? I guess. Anyway, before them, you'd have to.
Well, they call dumb phones now ones that like
Is that
don't have
a-
apps and like you can just make calls and shit.
That's like normal mail is called snail mail, but back then it wasn't snail.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Bounce. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was addicted to that.
Really?
Yeah, fuck.
I
yeah.
played Snake a lot.
I bet you that would still be fun as fuck.
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
Mario,
I
but you're
guarantee you it's not fun.
I reckon it would be.
You've been ruined.
No, yeah, pretty much. It's the same as watching old movies and you're like, oh, this is not.
When they finally like mainstream virtual reality, I'm gonna be playing.
What Nokia is
game.
that? Is that 3260? I'm sure. Is that
Where?
right? Up left. Yeah.
3310.
My favorite one was the N95.
Trying to fucking find
Fuck is it N95?
N95. Isn't that the mask?
Nah, yeah, it's a Nokia N95.
Oh,
really?
fuck. Phone.
Euro mask. Nokia.
That one?
Yeah, that one. It flips up.
Oh.
That's cool. It was like a computer. I think the one before it had the big like lights
remember
on the
this one.
sides and
My
they
mum-
flash.
Virtually
Oh,
had
yeah.
every single fucking Nokia that existed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was.
There's so many.
Mm.
My dad had like one of the it was like the second Nokia ever made. It was a big brick thing, and he sold it for like $20 on
Like the
Gumtree.
old big grey ones?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Was it a Nokia? I didn't know
It was
what brand
a
those
black
things were.
one. Yeah, it was like one of the original Nokias. Oh, was it? I think it was a Nokia.
What?
Type in like original, like first
Mobile
Nokia.
phone.
Yeah. Original Nokia. Well, they're all original, I guess. Type first.
I remember
Oh
those
yeah,
ones.
see the big one down the. See those four?
Here.
Oh,
Yeah, that big one.
Okay.
I think it was that.
My dad had
Yeah,
that.
what's that?
No, none of those.
I think this one here was probably
It was like a fucking walkie-talkie.
that was like probably the first one I saw my parents with, something like that.
Mm.
But it was, I think you could get that one in orange as well.
Okay.
And my dad was like, I work on roads, I'll get the high vis one.
So they'll see me.
That for sure was the best thing about those phones. They were like indestructible.
Actual bricks, eh? And like charge would last 6 weeks.
My dad had that one. It was like a banana slide out one.
This one.
Not right.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Alright.
A banana slide out. Fuck.
Oh yeah,
How
my
old
dad
do you
had
feel looking at that shit?
That one?
Oh my god.
around.
It's like they were pushing to be like,
That was my
like a
first phone.
futuristic. And
Where?
The one on an
That was
angle.
one of my first phones.
An angle.
Down one, up one. Yeah,
That
there.
one.
Yeah, that was my first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. I think that was my first as well.
And you'd color in paper, different colors, like with texture, and put it behind the buttons. And when your lights shine at night, they'd shine that color.
No.
Oh, I just bought
You'd shine
different
through.
buttons.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, my cousin showed me.
This is before accessories, mate. For me, anyway.
My cousin showed me, the different cases and buttons and shit you could get.
That was that when a phone case was actually changing the front of your phone.
Yeah, I know. It was hectic.
Maybe you could pull your battery out and then swap it with another battery.
Still do that.
Remember when your battery dies, you swap it with your mate's
Yeah.
battery?
I know.
That was unreal. Or you put your SIM card into their phone.
No.
Fuck, imagine getting a text like that now.
That's like 20 letters, right? You'd tap 70 buttons to get that.
Yeah. Fuck, those are the days.
4 times to get
Snake
an S.
2.
Snake
Yeah,
too.
Snake 2, you could go through the walls and come out the other side.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do remember. Yeah,
Revolutionary.
That's for people that couldn't real play Snake.
Yeah, you fucking loser, Ash.
Man.
Those are the days. Let's go back.
What was that gold one? What the fuck?
If you could go back in time,
This one.
if you could go back in time to like say the 80s, how would you prove that you're from the future to people?
You couldn't. They'd think you're a witch and you get home.
No, in the 80s.
Oh,
They just
I
think
was
you're a
just looking at this
psycho and you get
gold
home.
phone.
I'm a man, but I identify as a woman.
Well, you're so from the future. Yeah, but how would you prove? Like, if you wanted to tell people you're from the future without,
Well, you'd
without
have to
saying,
find
"Do you-
it.
Wait,
You'd have to
first,
find-
do you know that you're going back?
like, September 2003,
You'd-
the plane's going to crash.
No, you'd have to find a relatable thing from the 80s that's going to happen like within the next few days.
But that's the thing. Like, you don't have the internet to go, fuck,
No, that's
when
what I
did, when
just
did
said.
that
Do
happen?
you know you're going? Because I'd be like, this is my
Yeah.
plan.
No, you
I'm
don't
gonna-
know. You just rock up and you're like, where am I? And then you're like, shit.
what happened in the 80s?
Exactly. Like, you could talk long term. You could prove it long term, but you have to prove
Yeah.
it short term to people. How would you?
Yeah, exactly. It'd be easy to prove it long term.
If there was an election or something coming up, I'd be like, in a couple of months, I could predict it. But then you don't know which team, unless
But
you're
then you've
big on
changed
sports.
the whole structure of the universe, and then that goes wrong, and then they want to kill you because you're a witch.
But the thing is, though, like,
That's a good movie.
I don't know about what happens if you tried to prove it right and then you do something that changes it, and then whatever was going to happen didn't.
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
Well,
So then you're not from.
Well, you'd have to actively do something to change the history. Yeah, I don't know. But there's a good Netflix show with James Franco.
Okay.
And it's
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's called. I forgot what it's called. It's the name of the show is the date that JFK was shot.
Okay.
And he gets this old fella has this weird fucking room. Like he runs a restaurant and like in this room is this spot where if you go there, it sends you through back to I think 3 years before JFK was shot. And this old fella who owns a restaurant, he goes back all the time to try and stop JFK from getting shot, but he can never do it. So he gets James Franco, who's just one of his friends.
How does he come back out?
You go back to the same spot where it's like the portal's invisible, but it's there.
Right.
Anyway, so he just keeps failing, and he's and when you're in there, you age in real time. When you come back, apparently, I forgot the premise. Like if you come back, whatever you did in the past gets reset. So nothing. Whatever you change, you have to stay there for it to actually apply in the future.
Okay.
So James Franco goes back to to live for 3 years to stop JFK getting shot, and it's fucking a pretty good series. Like a lot of it's a love story too, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I forgot what
Is
it's
it
called.
recent?
I think it's like in the last sort of 5 years. It's the name of it is the date of JFK. Yeah, just IMDb it.
Yeah, because I haven't seen James Franco for ages.
He's such a good actor, man.
Yeah, I liked him.
All I knew him from was Pineapple Express. I'm like, fuck, I hate
really?
it. Yeah, I didn't like that. But then
I just remember from Spider-Man.
he was in that. Was it how many hours? What was that? Where the-
127
128
hours.
that was such a good fucking
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, he's been in so much good shit. I love him. I like
And his younger brother too. What's his name?
Dave Franco.
Yeah.
We were talking about it the other day in the truck. Like the Comedy Central roast of James Franco is probably one of my favorite ones. It's so good.
What's it called? It's a series, Netflix series.
Why not James Franco JFK?
Yeah, type that.
You're a genius.
That's fucking. You should be like professional Google man.
Fucking genius.
Your human algorithm.
Not JFK.
Oh,
Okay. That's it. It's called 11/22/63. What a shit title name, though.
I have seen this actually. Not I've watched it, but I've seen this.
Yeah, it's really good. I recommend it.
you recommend it?
I recommend it.
Man, I need to just make a list. So much
If you
stuff.
you know the JFK, like
Just listen back. Get
No.
the Spotify numbers up.
none of it's to do with any of the conspiracy. Like it's all the official story.
Yeah.
Like they don't go into like maybe he was a fucking yeah, but it's pretty good.
Yet.
We'll have to give it a watch.
Yeah. I don't know if they left it open for a sequel. I can't remember the ending.
Okay.
Actually, I remember the ending now. I
Don't
won't ruin
spoil it.
No, don't.
JFK dies.
Well, does he?
Oh.
Yeah. Does he go and stop it? You don't know. That's what the whole
I
point
don't
of it
know.
was, isn't it?
You gonna watch it?
Probably not.
I will. Don't.
Yeah, watch it. So, because I don't want to ruin the ending.
All right. Report back. All right.
Cool.
Anyone else got anything else to add?
I think that's it.
That's it? We sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Unless you. No.
No, I'm good.
Oh.
See ya.
See you later.
Bye.